even Amazon. Subscribe. It's free. Select the auto download. You'll never miss a second of the show. And we're also streaming on X as well. I mean, was there anything that happened this weekend? I don't know. It was like the busiest weekend in sports, it seemed. So much to get through. Let's welcome in our co-host, Grey Cup champion from 2015, Eddie Steele. Good morning, Eddie. How was the weekend, big guy?
Ooh, what a weekend.
Oh,
so much going on.
Yeah.
Hey, first and foremost, shout out to the Double E big win.
Big win, 27-25 Saturday night. I did my normal hit with the fellas over at K97. I said it was like a destiny thing with win it for Larry, do it for the owner. And I think everyone felt that way too. I don't know. That's how I felt.
Totally, man. Yeah. It was like a movie scene type of a deal.
Yeah.
Because all the noise behind it in terms of playing the Riders, unfortunate passing of Larry. So you had to come out and win this one for Larry.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, they did and played a pretty solid football game. A little tight towards the end.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Oh, boy.
But full marks.
Full marks. Defense played well.
Defense played well.
Really well.
Timing, like some, when you think about scoring and stops and things like that.
Absolutely.
I thought that's kind of how you break it down. But
yeah, defense played well. The timing, offense still needs to come a little bit, needs to support a little bit more, in my opinion, especially when the defense has been turning the opponent over the way they have the past few weeks. Got to come out and just support them a little more, but they got the job done, man, and it was fitting. They needed to get this one very much like 2 weeks ago, AKK.
I think so, yeah.
3 weeks, I should say, the Labor Day rematch. You got to get that.
Yeah, and you think about like the last couple of games, right? So you lose two games back-to-back last-second field goals.
Let me throw one more in there.
It's got and the Hamilton one.
And then the Hamilton drop. There's 3 games right there.
Sometimes it's got to even out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how
they got it. It was, like I said, a little tight towards the end, but they got the job done.
Oilers win last night 4-3. Leon Draisaitl, 2 goals, 2 assists. Connor, 1 goal, 2 assists. Trent Frederick, 1 goal, 1 assist. So the top line was front row and center. Blue Jays beat Tampa Bay 13-4 to win the American League East Division, first time in 10 years. Ryder Cup 15-13 for the Americans. Like if you weren't watching TV this weekend, I'm not sure what you were doing, like, because there was so much going on.
So much.
Yeah.
Game 162.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff. Theatrics.
Yeah. The Ryder Cup. I'll be honest. I can't believe how embarrassing the American commentators on both TV and radio were. Just sad.
Well, were they just being completely ignorant or what? Just
well, especially on radio. I was played at the ranch yesterday and driving home and listening to Ryder Cup on Sirius. These guys were so bad. It wasn't even funny. Like, they started talking about how, well, first of all, they said, because of Victor Hovland not being able to play, well, we would have won that match. Like, and then everything else, like, it just was so bad. It was
just typical. Just typical.
But just bad.
And then the fans,
fans
that wasn't a good look.
They were
either.
embarrassing.
They were embarrassing, and throwing things. It's just not a good look. I'm glad that they got beat. Yes, I'm very glad Europe ended up closing that out, because it got tight. The theatrics, man.
Well, the other thing too, that on the radio, well, they haven't won yet. They retained it. Well, you retained it. You won. No. They haven't won anything yet. They're at 14 points. They've retained it. Well, you've got the cup. I just
that's the way they view things, man. That's
exactly
justifications left and right.
Did you get to play at all? No,
didn't play. No, didn't play at all. And I'll try and get maybe one more in, but season's getting too close. It's getting nippy out there. Hey, KK.
No, it was fine yesterday.
Oh yeah, you got yours in.
Yeah. We played yesterday. It was.
How was it?
Oh, it was hot. I was in.
No.
Oh.
How was it?
How about this? Par to start. Double bogey, double bogey, double bogey, double bogey.
Golf.
8 over after 8. I'm like, I was just at even.
Yeah. Just a hole ago. Golf, man.
Yeah.
And then a tie.
Yeah.
And then a tie.
Yeah.
All closed out.
Whatever. It's all good.
Did you like the game last night?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. You talking about the Oilers game?
No. The
NFL game.
The
Well, yeah,
tie.
40-40.
Yeah.
Oh, the tie. Yeah, I would like to see someone win, I guess.
Yeah, for
but,
sure.
I mean, I don't know.
Dallas played well.
Sure.
And again, I kind of was rooting for Dallas. I wanted Dallas to win that one.
What did Micah Parsons say after? Like give up 40.
Yeah,
I'm not too happy. Yeah.
No, and Dak outplayed them.
Yeah.
You know, when it's all said and done.
Yeah. But it was exciting.
It was
an exciting game in the sense that, well, when you're putting up 80 points here,
entertainment.
I think people
OT.
People like that. Yeah.
Poor clock management for Green Bay down the stretch.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Mhm.
Why they wouldn't spike it.
Don't know either.
Yeah, I take a couple shots, but
yeah.
tie.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Let's go back to the Saturday night game. So 27-25 double E. Anything in particular that caught your eye, Eddie, that you kind of, going?
Yeah, well, first of all, that first drive for Sask was very weird. I've never really seen a drive where, quarterback throws 2 interceptions on one drive, let alone 2 turnovers on one play, throws the interception,
yeah.
And then it gets knocked out, and then the Riders maintain possession.
Mm-hmm.
And then just a couple plays later, goes down, and Trevor Harris ends up throwing another interception.
Yeah.
And really good drop by Brock on that one, Bogerson, who we're going to have on the show.
We're going to have Brock on at 8:20. Yeah.
And he had a heck of a game. It was his second start, 7 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, a lot of production.
Yep.
I was saying this on our Elks Nation podcast yesterday, that what's really interesting is how much flack J.C. Sherritt caught initially throughout the season as a defensive coordinator wearing that hat. Now his D has really come a long way. Like they're humming at a pretty good clip right now. But one thing that hasn't got spoken about enough is the ballers he's continued to churn out at the linebacker position, and that's his position that he oversees. Yep. And if you look at the roster, they have at least 4 guys we've seen it's almost like next. And when one guy gets hurt, be it Nick Anderson, Niles Morgan, now you have DeBlanco, now you have Mogensen balling. So clearly JC is a heck of a linebackers coach, because that's one of their best positions on the defense.
Do you think it's just a case for him that he got more comfortable as the season's gone on, or
for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Not just him as a coach with the defense, but the entire staff knowing each other, how to work with each other. It's a feel out process. These guys were all new. It's just too bad that he got off to such a slow start. But a big thing too, KK, is the buy-in. And I said this to JC at the event on Thursday that I saw him at. You can really see the buy-in from the players to his system. But one of the telltale signs, me, and the physicality and the unwillingness to tackle out of some of his secondary guys, it was very obvious early in the year. And you don't see that anymore. Now guys are aggressive. They're ball hawks, and they want to throw their head in there. They want to support on the run. And that's buy-in to their coach and the culture. And that's one real positive sign to the foundation that the direction this organization is going.
Well, let me play the other side here then. So why did it take so long?
Again, it takes time, man. They had to, if you look at it, this is very interesting. Not all, but the majority of the big name guys they paid in free agency to get here, they didn't produce. And now the guys who are producing are randoms that we don't even know about. Hilaire, the 2 defensive linemen with pressures and sacks. We don't know who these guys are. And that's, again, a nice sign pointing to the foundation that Ed Hervey is scouting and finding these gems and these hidden guys where you turning over rocks where you might not turn over, and they're finding players, man.
Depth.
Great depth. And it's these unknowns. And that's a sign of the scouting, because it's not guys that you even know right now who are Victor. Who's Victor? Hilaire, these guys have maybe been around a little bit, but now they're getting their time to shine. Carter O'Donnell, another one. Kid's a baller, Kevin.
Yeah.
Kid is a baller. I'm doing a little segment. I got something called Steel Reels on our pod today on Elks 101, and it's all focused on him. He is a dog out there, man.
Expand on that then.
Physical, very athletic. He's a big dude, very good body. He's pretty jacked out there, but he's 300 plus and thick, but he's very mobile. And some of the big runs that Rank popped, if you watch Carter O'Donnell, he's a pulling guard, and Rank is following him on most of these big runs as a pulling guard. It's very impressive.
Obviously, he's NFL for the last 5 years. Can the CFL game suit a guy like that way more than the NFL game?
Probably. Yeah. And not to, because I believe, was he a tackle in the NFL?
Well, he didn't play a whole hell of a lot either, right?
I don't know where he would have been at on the roster. And that's the thing where he's not a tweener, but he's too light in the butt probably to be a guard in the NFL, but not probably big enough in terms of height and length to be a tackle.
He's pretty.
He is. He's 6'4", but they like him like they're trees down there, man.
Yeah.
And he could get by, but that's where he slides into the CFL.
Yeah.
And you're just right into it, man. It's like me. It's no different than me. When I played at 280, I'm stronger than a lot of guys in the NFL, but I'm just not big enough. These nose tackles are 320, right? And then I'm not big enough or quick enough to be a defensive end, where defensive ends are about 250, 260. So I was like a tweener, right? But I was a perfect D tackle in the CFL. That's no different than Carter.
Yeah. Hey, let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne on a Monday morning. Another big win for the Tropicana Orangemen. Duke last night.
Oh yes, it was. You thought Sunday Night Football was a barn burner. You should have been. You should have been at the Drake. It was goals aplenty. I think 9-8 was the final score in overtime. Great effort by the Trops, and the strong start to the season continues. Only loss on the record so far is when I was between the pipes. So take that for what it's worth.
How's the groin?
Legs are feeling good, really good. I've made this really bad habit the last couple games of not going out for warm-ups and stretching or anything. So the post game been feeling pretty tight. I've been doing some stretching in the showers.
Whoa. Who's stretching you out?
No, just solo endeavors, solo stretching.
Oh no, Duke.
I knew as by saying that, Eddie's mind would go in the completely into the gutter.
Everyone's mind. Dude. Even look at Sam the Record Man. He's kind of giving the old head.
You said, "Hey, Larry, come in here. Help me out with this hammy."
No, it's all I can take care of it all myself. No problem. No problem.
My glutes.
Oh no. Besides last night's NFL game, Duke, anything catch your?
Well, it didn't catch my eye. It was a great slate of college football on Saturday, and then heading down to Commonwealth to take in the Elks victory. Took Sam along for his first foray into the press box. Went down to the scrum. Asked Coach Killam a couple questions, and yesterday it was exciting. Starting bright and early over in Dublin, so it was a full day.
Yeah, it was early.
I'll be honest, the Ryder Cup yesterday, because of how lopsided the score was, I had it on my phone and it was just kind of sitting there very passively watching, but give the Americans credit for making an event of it. Like, it wasn't a total blowout, but I'm with you, Kevin. I thought some of the behavior by fans, I did see some of the broadcaster clips that you're mentioning, since I wasn't listening very closely throughout the course of the day. The players, once again, caddies getting into it with people. I don't really get that, I suppose.
Bad luck.
And then this was on the laptop monitor while the football's on the screen, is the Jays, right? I mean, they secured the division for the first time in 10 years. Alejandro Kirk, 2 homers, the grand slam.
Yeah.
And so Kevin Gosman, very brief outing in the game, right? But I done a little sprinkling, a couple props parlayed together. So I won on the Jays to cover a run line, 1.5, which is good. But one Kevin Gosman strikeout. I said he'd have 5 or more, or 6 or more, finish with 5, and only 2 2/3 innings of work, 3 2/3 inning of work, which is disappointing. But more importantly, the belief preseason future on the Toronto Blue Jays as AL East champions cashed for me last night.
Dude.
Plus 1,100. Now I'm just waiting for the World Series ticket to come through, a plus 4,500. That'll be really nice here in another
tell the numbers
time.
On that, or
I'm not a big better, right? I mean, I work in radio. I don't have the funds to do that. So it was a $15 bet at plus 1,100, and then I have a 10 spot just on the 4,500 future on the World Series.
Nice. So, as you can imagine, Eddie, the text firing in already. Joey, KK, we need that clip about old Duke doing his shower stretches.
Oh, yeah.
That'll come in handy one day. Strudwick vibes right there.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie's the one that said having somebody. All I said is that I was stretching.
No.
Eddie's the one that said someone was stretching me out.
No, you cannot.
That's the perfect place to do it. You're in there by yourself, lots of room, the hot water pouring on you. I see no problem with it at all.
just curdled my black coffee.
You guys are sick.
Duke.
You,
Duke.
you guys got to get your minds right.
The deflection is real,
What deflection?
broski.
I knew exactly what I was saying, and I have no regrets about it.
Listen to him. Listen to him.
That's like the old Jim Poplinski years ago when he was doing color for Hockey Night in Canada, talking about, well, when you see Joe Noondick in the shower, I mean, this guy's ripped. Like, okay, well, easy.
Well, yeah, I believe
back.
Kevin has also said things like that, talking about Quentin Byfield.
Oh yeah.
Oh, when you see this guy in the locker room, he's absolutely shredded.
Stack.
Don't worry, Kevin. I drafted Quentin Byfield in my first fantasy hockey draft of the year last night, just for you.
Coming up on the big program today, we got Alan Mitchell, our leadoff man on a Monday morning, as per usual. Mark Spector at 8 o'clock. Brock Mogensen, linebacker for the Double E. Big game, as Eddie mentioned. We'll get to his stats and everything and have a good conversation with Brock coming up at 8:20. Ben Baby, ESPN, covers the Cincinnati Bengals, one of two Monday Night Football games. Also, the Jets in Miami, as well as Cincinnati and Denver today. Dennis Bernstein from the fourth period at 9:40. It's Truth and Reconciliation Day tomorrow. We will not be on the air tomorrow. We're going to take the day off. And Shane Peacock will be with us. He's coming in studio. I met Shane, it's almost 30 years ago already. Actually, it's over 30 years ago. He was playing in Lethbridge. That's where we first met. Shane works at Enoch Cree Nation right now. Used to play pro hockey. And I believe he'll say Ken Hitchcock was one of the guys that turned him into like a really good pro. And Shane was almost ahead of his time in the sense of where he was, his stature, height, size, the whole bit. If he would have come along like 25 years later, he would be like a really good NHL player. But he was just a little smaller back in the day.
The timing.
Yep. Timing is everything. When we come back, Alan Mitchell, the Lowdown with Low Tide. You hear him every day here, 12 till 2. It's Kevin Karius, 80 Steel, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, and we're streaming on YouTube and X.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.ca.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Edmonton's only 24-hour-a-day sports radio station. Can be heard anytime, anywhere. Sports 1440 is streaming on your phone, your tablet, your computer. Download an app today and listen to Sports 1440.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank, plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Nectar.io. Learn more about how we can help your business automate processes, streamline operations, and save money at Nectar.io. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 722 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius said he's still with you. Duke of Delburne and our pack of wolves here in the Sports 1440 studio. Sam the Record Man got a haircut on the weekend. Don't worry, Sam, we'll get him. Whoever did that to you. Oh, boy, that's a rough one.
He ain't lying.
Time now for the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. Are you ready to swap your tires this fall? Well, Fountain Tire makes it easy and saves you cash too. Get $50 off tire storage with the purchase of a new set of tires. September 2nd right through to the 30th end of the month. I guess we got one more day to go here. No more stacking your tires in the garage. Let us handle it. See select locations for details as we welcome in Alan Mitchell. You hear him every day, 12 to 2, the Lowdown with Low Tide. Good morning, Tide.
How are you, sir?
Well, I mean, every time I look to my right and I look at Sam's haircut, I get a nice smile on my face, like it's a
man.
Makes
it's
you feel good about
feeling.
yourself?
Yeah.
And he had the rock and roll hair going. So, I mean, did he do it himself or should he ask for like the money back or what?
When you see him today, Tide,
He's got the Betty Boop.
yeah. Yeah, when you come in today later, Tide, you're going to go, oh boy, come on, Sam. What are we doing here?
Well, young people, they make mistakes.
Yeah. How's the weekend, big guy?
Oh, it was great. It was great. The sports weekend was alive with the sound of music. It was like I couldn't watch it all. That's how much there was, and I tried, but man, there was so much going on. And I think that from an Edmonton fan point of view, or a Philadelphia Eagles point of view, or a Ryder Cup point of view, I think it was a pretty darn nice weekend.
Yeah, it sure was. It sure was. And you watched the Oilers game last night?
Oh yeah. They're the only I liked a lot of their game, but I think that they were a little sloppy, and Vancouver didn't send their best. So you want to see that kind of performance from that top line against. Now Demko's a real goalie, so let's get that straight. But I like the chemistry, obviously, with McDavid and Draisaitl, and I thought the second line had some chances too. They just didn't cash. But full marks to the Oilers. You just wish that Vancouver had sent more. Tocchet used to send Tocchet used to come here trying to win it like it was a regular season game, and that's a good thing because then you know what you're dealing with on the ice. You played a real team.
Yeah. Digging into the game a bit more, what'd you think of the line combos?
I guess I'm old and a traditionalist, but McDavid and Leon are great together, but I think we're going to spend a lot of the season talking about the second line going, man, they had a lot of chances they didn't cash. And no disrespect to these guys. You've got a rookie, you got a couple of veterans who are good players, but they don't, push the river. They're not drivers. And I just think that inevitably you're going to have to split up McDavid and Draisaitl. I like their chances. I think that Nuge is doing a lot of good things. I just think they need to cash, and I don't know that they will. And I think that's going to be the story of early in the season until they switch back.
Where are you at with Nuge then? Again, if you're going to have Connor and Leon playing together, there's no question the Oilers need a lot more from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins this year.
Yeah, that's true. And I love Mangiapane. I really like both of the young rookie wingers. I think they're excellent. There's lots of talent there. Tomasic looks like he's a player. Maybe you can cobble together a second line, but I just don't look, Henrique's 35, Nuge is 32. They have had wonderful careers. I just don't think a second line center where he's pushing the offense. Nuge is a terrific two-way player, but I think it's a big ask without having a substantial winger. Now, if you put Nuge with Draisaitl on the second line, now you're cooking with petrol, but they're not there right now.
Low Tide, what are your thoughts on Stuart Skinner's game, more specifically his movement patterns?
Well, he seems quicker. I know a lot of people are. The problem now is every goal that Skinner lets in becomes, front page news online. I mean, he's really in a spotlight and under the gun here. It reminds me when Joffrey Lupul arrived here, a local kid, gets traded for Pronger, and in a way, he never had a chance. And I think Skinner's in a bad spot But I like his movement. I think that the Oilers were loosey-goosey, man, last night. It was like Goose Loonies all over again. And I know that they're, Wallman's hurt. I know they didn't have all of their defensemen in, but there was a lot of chaos in front of Skinner. I like Skinner's movement. He needs to stop more pucks, but I do think they were the Oilers' outlets were not strong again, and they were sloppy, like sloppy Joes in front of the in the defensive end last night. A lot of the time for the Oilers, I love Evan Bouchard, but man, Rachel Dory calls him controller unplugged sometimes when he's playing without the puck, and or with the puck, and we saw a little bit of that last night. And fans get on him for that. He's a brilliant player, don't get me wrong, but we saw some chaos defensively last night. Want to cut that down as we go later into the training camp.
Alan Mitchell with us on Sports 1440. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele. Go ahead, Eddie.
I was just going to say that.
Were you?
You took it from me.
Just cutting your grass.
You sure did. Now, Low Tide, big Double E win over the weekend against the Riders. Did you get a chance to watch that on Saturday evening?
Yes, I did. It was for me. It was a game. You wish they'd just won one more game. But what I loved about it was early in the game. The Rough Riders. They feel like the bloom's off the rose a little bit, and I thought they'd come out, guns a-blazing, and they did some good things, but there were some turnovers. But really, by halftime, it was, the Elks had a one possession lead, and you knew that there'd be, some pushback from Saskatchewan. But I just really liked their game. I thought that Fajardo, he threw deeper. Like his average pass was, I think, 13 yards. They had a good running game, a little bit of luck, but they had, I think, 3 or 4 receivers who were at least 50 yards. So there were good things going on, and I think what we're seeing now is some guys emerge who. Mogensen, I thought, played really well. Logan as well, obviously. But this is a team that, they came in and the defense was supposed to be the strength that it maybe wasn't. And it's taken some time, but they've, this is a really good football club. I wish the season started like this week. I think they'd make the playoffs. I think they are a playoff team, but they just found themselves a little late, and now they've got to rely on luck a little bit.
Yeah, and this was one of those games, Low Tide, where of course you want to win for the playoffs, right? And to keep your playoff hopes alive. But I believe that ship has sailed. Mathematically, there is a sliver. But for me, this one was bigger than just playing for your playoff lives. This one was winning with the news that passed down this week of Larry Thompson. This was one of those moments that you needed to show up as a team and perform, even if they lose the rest of the season. This was one of those games that I'm just very proud to have seen the way they came out and showed up, just with everything that went into this game.
That's true. It was such a blow. I'm old, so I've got a lot of old friends, and mostly when we've talked about the Elks over the last 5 or 6 years, there's been a lot of negative verbal coming towards me from my, older friends. And when he took over the team, there was a change in attitude a little bit from the fans that I know. And there's still, disgruntled comments and stuff, but there was a belief that there was going to be good things happening. I'm delighted to know that that plan is going to carry forward. But what an emotional time, and a great Edmontonian and a guy who stepped up, and for those of us who love that franchise, that should be remembered forever, and I believe it will be.
Alan Mitchell with us on Sports 1440. Hey, Tide, just a post from Shane Lowry, Ryder Cup. It could be one of the best posts ever. All it reads is, "I might have a hangover."
Yeah.
Well, the first day was like, okay, and you're like, okay, the Americans always have this comeback, right? And that I felt like I said on the night before the singles, the 16 singles, I said, if this gets any worse for America, they're going to have to put it on tape delay for the networks. That's what you do when they're not doing well. But I I thought that Rory was so dominant, and I feel like for some reason the Ryder Cup had more importance. Maybe it's because of the political atmosphere. I don't know. But when I was watching it, there was more emotion in it, and that tournament somehow, I don't know how, because I still don't know when the Davis Cup begins or ends, but somehow in golf that thing matters, and it certainly did on the weekend.
Yeah, Eddie, anything?
Yeah, I was just checking my phone. Sorry,
that's okay.
No, I don't have too much to add.
Thanks a lot for checking your phone while I'm talking, man.
No, an email came in, and normally me and Kevin have this nice. We have a system, I would say, in place here, Tide, where we give each other the heads up, so it's a smooth flow. Unlike this, but sometimes real life happens, so that's the way she goes.
I do a 2-hour show with Declan, and he doesn't pay attention to some. I get it. I understand.
He doesn't pay attention for 2 hours.
Yes. I'm not that interesting. I get it. I understand. It's okay.
Yeah.
No, you are, man. You must tune in radio at noon. That's for sure.
I'm just teasing. Yeah.
I'll heat my lunch up because I work in the car, right?
Sure.
Like I'm always on the road. Yeah. I'll heat my lunch up and I'll get back to the car and I'll pop on that radio. I got to hear Tide now.
So Tide, just with the Blue Jays, obviously that was a big win. But what about the Cincinnati Reds here? Like that could be a story that we're not going to talk about enough today of them sneaking in here.
Well, Francona, man, he's a genius. He just is. He's a great, great manager. And the Mets suck. I feel so sorry for Mets fans. That team is just useless. And but I give full credit to the Reds because they had a sliver of hope. I mean, very little, and they found a way to do it. And good for them. Good for Francona. Ellie with the big home run yesterday. The Reds. You can say they backed in. I don't think they did. They are not a perfect team. They are, play a much better team than they are on paper. Yeah. But sometimes, Cinderella shows up, and that is going to be a great story to follow. These matchups in Major League Baseball are sweet, man. They just are. They're so good.
Yeah, go, Eddie.
I do have one.
Yeah.
What do you boys think of the possibility of Bichette coming back for the series?
We've got another week here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you think, though?
I think there's a chance he can come back. How he is when he comes back, that remains to be seen. So
yeah, you can't put him in for 0 for 4s with 4 strikeouts. That's the thing, right?
Mm.
And it's not like he can. They're having they've got guys like that. That's the thing, right? You see Santander in there, you're like, oh no, who's coming out?
He's not quite there yet either, but
no, they got a little bit of momentum. I'll say that.
Yeah, tomorrow we got Tigers Guardians at 11:00, Padres Cubs 1:00, Red Sox Yankees 4:00, and then the Reds and Dodgers. I mean, that's just a great day of baseball tomorrow.
There's nothing like October baseball, and it won't be October, but who cares? Yeah. It'll be fantastic. I cannot wait. I wish it was 10. Like I'm going to be not paying attention to my own show tomorrow when that baseball is on. So good. So good.
Never mind. What about today's show? Would there be someone by the name of Rachel Dory appearing?
Right. And I should tell everybody that over the summertime, Rachel got married. Wow. So I'll be introducing her as Rachel Krychak. Oh. She will be on at 12:40 today, and we'll talk a little bit about her wedding, but we'll talk about McDavid and Draisaitl together. We'll talk about what the Oilers are doing around the league, the players who have not been signed, and we'll have Gregor by as well. But you guys seem less interested in my Gregor interview than with Rachel, but they'll both be on today.
Now, would Rachel be aware of your own nuptials?
Yes, we've chatted, and we both agreed we're entering this season far happier than we left last season.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not everybody is like settle-law like Karius, who every time I see him, he's like, "Yeah, I got to get to the garden." I mean, it's like 1958 in Karius land. It's so good.
The baker's waiting for me. Dog on lap.
Stop it.
Yes.
All right, Tide. Have a great show today.
All right, you two boys,
Yeah.
be good.
Take care. That's Alan Mitchell. You hear him every day here on Sports 1440, 12 o'clock till 2, the lowdown with Low Tide. And that is our puck report brought to you by Fountain Tire. Again, $50 off up until the end of the month, which is tomorrow. $50 off when you purchase a new set of tires for your tire storage. Check them out, fountaintire.com. Look at that, eh? Like, man. So Rachel got married.
And
Ty
Ty.
got married.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Season of love.
Yeah. Duke.
Hey, Duke, how are the cats?
Oh, they're really good. Yep, really good.
I was meaning to ask. I haven't checked in on little Eddie Steele in a while.
He
Is he a
is
menace?
yes, they both are, but he's become much more affectionate. Like originally, he was the more standoffish of the two, and David Schlemcat, millionaire, was the one that would come over and sit on your lap or try and suffocate you when you were sleeping. But now Lil Eddie has kind of gotten into the same habits over the past year.
That's very fitting.
It's very nice. Very nice.
Text line 833-401-1440. Mike texted in, big win for the Rams on Saturday, Eddie. 30-8 over the Manitoba Bisons.
Gee.
What happened to your Bisons?
Bisons are having a tough one this year.
Matt and Leduc says, don't worry, Sam. It's okay to have a haircut made for radio.
Well, this radio is now on YouTube, so
That's right.
Watch out.
Yeah. Chomsker says Santander should sit for Lou Perfido. Can't hit. He missed basically the whole year. And then he also said that he got married. Wow, everyone's getting married here. EG said, can you ask LT? I missed this one. Sorry, about the AL MVP race. All right, Eddie, if you were voting and you had a vote for the American League most valuable player, who would it be?
Probably Judge.
Yeah.
And I get because it's Judge or Raleigh, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's that simple.
Yeah. And I mean, what Cal has done is phenomenal, but Judge's numbers, I just heard this
title.
And his average is way above Cal's.
80 points higher.
And I had just heard this argument recently. So that's probably why I would say Judge.
Yeah. Jeff Passan, who's as plugged in as it gets and with baseball, says, I'm going to vote for Judge. And I feel terrible about it.
Yeah.
That's how it is. And that's how people are going to be on this one.
Yeah.
You can argue that Raleigh had, again, a season for the ages for a catcher.
How many dingers? 60?
61.
61 he finished with?
61 or 62, Duke. I can't even remember. Did he get one yesterday or not? Yeah.
And being a catcher is so hard.
Yeah. Hey, Aaron says, KK, remember you saying if Cal hits 60, he's going to win. Again, I just feel bad about I'm like passing. I think Judge is the MVP.
So now why? Because I'm not a big baseball head. So
80 points. He's ahead of all the categories. He's ahead of slugging, OPS, all that stuff. Average 80 points higher. Yes, he's lower in RBIs. He's lower in home runs. He's scored more runs.
He's in the 50s for home runs, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a tough one. And again, I don't think we've ever had a race like this.
But then would you ever factor in what position they play? Because isn't Judge a DH sometimes even?
He was a DH for about 3 weeks to a month.
So even at that, where Raleigh as a catcher, that's way more strenuous.
Exactly. 53 dingers, 114 RBI, 137 runs, 331.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but Raleigh had an incredible season too.
How old is Cal?
Oh, I don't even know.
Isn't he? This is kind of out of nowhere this season, eh?
I can well, it is out of nowhere. He always had power. He always had power, but he used to bat 200. So, I mean, he's 248 or whatever it is.
Clicked and see ya.
248. I'm going to just check his exact stats right now for you. He was 247, 110 runs scored, 60 home runs. So 60 and 125 ribbies. Also had 14 steals, man. Unreal. When we come back, we'll get to some of your texts, 833-401-1440. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440. We're streaming on YouTube as well.
Experience more at the Edmonton Expo Center. Come for Canada's largest trade show, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience, but it doesn't end there. Maximize your brand exposure with Edmonton Expo Center's new cutting-edge feature screens, spanning Western Canada's largest venue space. Captivate an annual audience of over 1 million visitors during iconic events like Pro Rodeo, Disney on Ice, Glow, K-Days, and so much more. To learn more, call 780-471-7380 or visit EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Find incredible savings on everything you need for your home at The Brick. Save up to $800 on sofas and up to $1,000 off select major appliances when you buy 2 or more. Whether you're furnishing a new space or refreshing your current one, The Brick has designs to fit any style and budget, all backed by their exceptional service. Visit one of their 4 locations in Edmonton, downtown, South Common, West Edmonton Mall, or 137th on the north side. See in-store for details and exclusions. The Brick, saving you more.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Mr. Rooter goes for a fall stroll.
Ah, the beauty of fall. These leaves are crunchier than that calcified shower head I replaced this morning. And the earthy yellow oranges and browns are as colorful as the wad of hair I pulled out of the shower drain.
Ugh, Mr. Rooter, can we talk about something else?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you didn't like fall. You look about as sour as the sewer line I unclogged yesterday.
For a plumber you'll truly fall for, call Mr. Rooter.
God said, I need somebody to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, go to town, and stay all night at a meeting at the school board. So God made a farmer.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. We are so thankful God made a farmer. For the month of September, it is our goal to feed 500 families. With every vehicle sold, we will feed a family of 4. So please help us reach our goal. Visit us online at northgategm.com.
At Wendy's, $4 gets you more than just a burger. It gets you a Dave's Single, made with a 1/4 pound of fresh, never frozen Canadian beef. All for just $4 at participating Wendy's. Taxes extra. But hurry, this deal ends October 26th.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
The Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers. Thanks for checking in with Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 7:45 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne with you. We got Josh Fenwick and Sam the Record Man with you as well in the Sports 1440 studios. Text 833-401-1440. A lot of talk about American League MVP. IMAX says should be. I think he's saying should be Cal Raleigh. Catchers don't play all the games. He says, call me Al.
Well, how many did Judge play?
Well, Judge, again, he played pretty well. He missed about a week or so.
And that was it?
Yeah, if that. Yeah, no, he missed a little more than that. I think he missed 2 weeks. He went on the IL, so he missed 2 weeks. Talking about Cal DHing, that's big easy. it's just two great seasons. That's the easiest way to say it here.
Mm-hmm.
You can argue both guys, and there isn't a wrong argument here. That's how good both these guys had. Like both their seasons are, again, when you win the batting title and you've got 50 home runs plus, it's amazing.
What's really unique is I think I saw a stat where Judge is, one of some odd players to hit 50 home runs 4 straight seasons. And
yeah,
this is cool for Cal because this is, like we talked about, kind of out of nowhere in terms of the stats that he's put up this year in the production. But Judge, let's just look at Judge's career. Like this isn't new for him. He's been doing this. He's been winning awards, and this is just another go around for him. He's a beast out there.
CFL attendance, we talked about it in the break. So 30,000 announced here, 30,053. Hamilton at Winnipeg was 32,343. Toronto at BC was 21,205. And Calgary, Montreal was 22,070. Everything's up. That's a good weekend for the
It's a
CFL.
really good weekend.
Really good weekend. Yeah. And again, 30,000 here.
The league is not dying and the league is not broken. It was a business model that was broken. The game itself of the CFL game was not broken. The business model of the CFL needs tweaking.
Yeah.
The CFL, everybody talks about how it's going to die and go away. And with the new rule changes, how that's going to bring new fans. The new rules don't come in for a season and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
So we're talking about great turnouts right now. And the game right now is fine. And I'm not saying that there can't be changes, but right now, for those people who are saying that the CFL is dying, no, it's not.
The new rules, we talked about it last week too, Eddie. They're not going to get more fans.
No,
more fans aren't going to come because
what
of
are
these
you?
new rules.
Are you all of a sudden going to get 5,000 to 10,000 more fans at each venue just because you changed the rules the way you did?
Yeah.
Heck, no.
Yeah. And I don't think they'll lose fans either.
No,
I think it's just going to be status.
Yep,
Status quo.
agreed. And hopefully, hopefully they're right. Hopefully it makes it more exciting. I personally think moving the goalposts will make it a little more exciting passing wise, just because it will open up a zone of the field that quarterback can now pick apart. It certainly will.
Sure.
Kicking will be different. We'll see about that 35 seconds because in the double E game, that could have changed the outcome of that with that clock, how it's going to be changed with the rules. Because that last 3 minutes, that took forever to play out. And that's where the game is won or lost in the CFL a lot of the time. And we saw it.
Do you think they tweak the last 3 minutes with another timeout? With some people are saying they're going to go down to 25 seconds. To me, if you're going to do 35 for the whole game
and then change it,
I don't like that.
Yeah, it'd be too gimmicky.
Yeah.
No, maybe timeout. That's what I've heard thrown out there a lot too. But it's too much for me to even try and comprehend and think about and think of all these scenarios because there's just so much going on in the right here and now. My mind can't even handle thinking about the scenarios of how the clock's going to turn out in a year and a half, man. Got so much sport happening right now. I got to try and get through. You know what I'm saying, KK?
Yeah, exactly. Anything else in the NFL besides like last night's game was wild again, tie game.
Yeah, how was the weekend? We haven't even talked much ball.
No, we haven't talked NFL. It's we got a
tough
few
one for the
minutes here.
Vikes. Tough one for the Vikes.
Yeah.
It's a tough season.
And that they stay over there, right?
Yeah, they're not going to come back. Too much travel.
Yeah.
Make a nice trip of it. And the best part of those trips, of course, the experience, and you get to experience the new culture and food. But I bet that per diem is so fat. You know what I'm talking about. If the CFL per diem was fat, the NFL per diem is for sure a thick wad of cash.
Oh man,
cash. No e-transfer, no check, cash. That's how the per diem works.
What was it when you played? How much?
A trip like that, like if we played, because I've stayed out east for like 10 days at a time, and it's so much money that they would only give it to us in like disbursements because they were scared if they gave the guys all the money, they'd blow it all. Because guys, first thing they'll do is go right to the casino.
Really?
Oh yeah, man. But like a week-long trip we would get, and the numbers, if any PA reps are listening, it might be a little bit skewed, but for a regular game in and out, just say we're flying to Regina, you get a couple $100.
Yeah.
And you're getting fed. So you only have to buy one meal.
Yeah.
So you're pocketing everything.
Yeah.
And then a trip out east for a week when you'd stay, it'd be well north of 1,000. It'd be like 1,200. And then the longer ones, of course, like 15, $2,000, just cash, an envelope of cash. But like I said, on the longer trips, Coach, he didn't want to give us the whole check or the whole envelope of cash at once because guys would just, they're
Did
out
you guys
there.
have a lot of like when you did the double dip out east or whatever?
Yeah, it's all about the coach. It's all about the coach and his preference. Chris Jones was really quite advanced in terms of his thought process with traveling and different methods, like drinking. He would always buy cherry juice for us, and we drink this organic, like fresh cherry juice because it helps with inflammation and it's just tons of antioxidants. So, old school as he was actually quite creative with things that he would do. He would make us, I forgot about that. We'd wear these bands. It was almost like shackles. We'd wear a strap around our waist, and then there would be a band going to a strap at your ankles. So both ankles, and then both wrists. So you're like a skeleton. You got these bands at all your ankles and wrists. So you have 4 bands, and it's all strapped to this one main band at your waist. And we'd have to practice with this because it would work on our quick twitch and stuff like that. But it was so odd. I completely forgot we did that, man. Oh, weird.
Text 833-401-1440. Tim texts in, talk me off the cliff as a Ravens fan. And Duke, you replied to him. You got it coming up and in or out, but Ravens now 1-3, man.
Tough
Lamar.
start. They're so good though that they are gonna work themselves back into the mix for sure, especially their division that they're in. They're gonna end up, but it's gonna be a fight. I mean, everybody looked at the Ravens and probably thought they were gonna be easy 13-win team. Probably not gonna be the case, but they'll still be in the mix for sure when it's all said and done.
Steelers 3-1. Bengals play tonight. They're 2-1. The Ravens and Browns are 1-3.
Bengals season's done.
Yeah.
Browns aren't in the mix. No. No Joe Burrow. Bengals season's done. Come on.
No.
Yeah.
It's not done.
Oh, you don't have your
Week
ace
4 here,
quarterback.
man.
You don't have your ace quarterback, man. They're not going to be in
Find
the
a way
mix.
to win tonight. Find a way to win tonight. Can they win tonight?
They won't be in the mix. We know they won't be in the mix. Don't do that. Their defense isn't good enough, Kevin. Don't do that. The Bengals?
It's week 4, Eddie.
All right. So you're going to hang your hat on Jake Browning?
No.
And then Steelers, do you really think that the Steelers will be able to sustain it? I kind of hope they do. I like the story, but I don't think they'll be able to.
How about the Niners losing to Jacksonville?
Boy, what's beef, huh? Those two coaches after the game?
Yeah, they went at it a little bit.
Yeah, they did.
Haven't heard from MTR this morning yet either.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, funny.
Playbook Vic says, tough one for the Colts. Amazing play. Should have been a touchdown and dropped. LOL. Corey from Leduc says the Chiefs are back, baby.
Put up the points.
He did. Yeah, they sure did. Top of the hour, we got Mark Spector sliding in for his normal 8 o'clock hit. Also coming up on the big program, Brock Mogensen, Edmonton Elks linebacker. In the 9 o'clock hour, we got Ben Baby from ESPN and Dennis Bernstein from the fourth period. Plus Shane Peacock will be in studio with us in the 10 o'clock hour. Before that, time for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Nectar.io. Transforming field data into boardroom insights. Nectar.io is the all-in-one solution for your fleet safety, time tracking, and materials management needs. Nectar.io, your business made better. Here is the Duke.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Oilers preseason action last night from Rogers Place. They defeat the Ducks 4-3. Leon Draisaitl, 4 points in the victory. 3-4, other games across NHL preseason schedule. Senators blanket the Devils 2-0. Caps get past the Devils 3-2 in a shootout. Blackhawks top the Wild 4-1. And the Hurricanes double up on the Predators 4-2. Week 4 NFL Sunday slate full pack starting in Ireland with the Steelers getting by the Vikings 24-21. Elsewhere around the league, the Bills sneak one out against the Saints 31-19. Chargers fall to the Giants in Jackson Dart's debut 21-18. And Sunday Night Football. Bit of a shootout, 40-40 the final, as the first tie of the NFL season goes down between the Packers and the Cowboys. Off the field, league announcing that Latin superstar Bad Bunny will headline the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show coming up in San Francisco in February. In the majors, Blue Jays secure the AL East and number one seed in the American League with a 13-4 win over the Rays. Alejandro Kirk homering twice, including a grand slam. Elsewhere, Tigers lose to the Red Sox 4-3, but they're both going to be in the playoff picture. And the Cleveland Guardians, they beat the Rangers 9-8 in an extra to secure the top seed in the American League. Cincinnati Reds, they grabbed the last spot in the National League despite losing 4-2 to the Brewers. Not coming as the Mets, they get blanked by the Marlins 4-0. Ryder Cup from Bethpage Black. Strong comeback by the Americans, but it comes up short as the Europeans retain the trophy 15-13, the final reading. And finally, WNBA playoffs from last night. Vegas losing to Indiana 90-83. That series now tied at 2 games apiece. And Minnesota, they lose to Phoenix 86-81. Phoenix taking the series 3-1. Coming up in hour 2 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector, as well as Edmonton Elks linebacker Brock Mogensen. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Mr. Rooter goes for a fall stroll.
Ah, the beauty of fall. These leaves are crunchier than that calcified shower head I replaced this morning. And the earthy yellow oranges and browns are as colorful as the wad of hair I pulled out of the shower drain.
Ugh, Mr. Rooter, can we talk about something else?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you didn't like fall. You look about as sour as the sewer line I unclogged yesterday.
For a plumber you'll truly fall for. Call Mr. Rooter.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
While the players gear up for the new season, make sure you gear up your snack game with Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Okay, this jumbo bag of beef jerky should last the preseason.
Whoa. Will Hawk has more than just beef jerky. There's smoked sausage and pepperoni products, too.
Well, how about we have jerky for Eastern opponents and pepperoni sticks when we face the Western teams?
Now that sounds like a Will Hockey game plan.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Are you ready? This is Canadian Pro Rodeo Announcer of the Year, Brett Gardner, and I want you to know that at Lamley's right now, you can buy one, get one 50% off select men's shirts, and buy one, get one 50% off all Wrangler retro jeans. Make sure to visit Lamley's at West End, South Park, Spruce Grove, and Fort Sask, or online at lamleys.com. Lamley's Western Wear, the official Western Wear retail partner of the Canadian Finals Rodeo.
LAMMLES.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 801 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. Time now for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. In September, Northgate is helping feed families. For every truck sold, they will feed a family of 4. Farmers and small business owners get preferred rates as well in the month of September. Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This truck is for you. As we welcome in Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. Good morning, Spec.
Hey, big weekend. Lots going on, man. Holy.
It was wild, wasn't it?
Yeah, lots happening.
Yeah. You
Where
know,
do you want to start?
I don't even know where to start, but I was going to go to the game yesterday, the Oiler game. And then I saw the Vancouver lineup and I went, I'm not going down there.
They had some defensemen. They had 4 defensemen and a couple of depth forwards.
Come on, Spec.
How did the game become what it was? Obviously, I didn't watch it. I was watching some Sunday Night Football, but I did just check the score. And when I checked, Oilers were up 3-0, I believe. Mm-hmm. How did it become a 4-3 game? Were they just leaky, letting them in it? Like, what was the case there to let them kind of storm back?
I mean, they pushed back in the third period. Trent Frederick gave a puck away in the first goal. It was sort of the play was heading out of the zone, and then all of a sudden it's on a Vancouver stick and it's in the net. Then they score a goal. The centering pass goes in off Ekholm's foot. And then they pull their goalie and let Karamaki 1-1 from a cross-ice pass. It was a very nice goal, like no chance for Skinner. So you know what they say, Eddie, the other team's trying too. The biggest thing in the game was the Draisaitl McDavid Frederick line was very good, and they after going -3 in their first night out against Seattle, they pulled up their socks yesterday. They dominated the game. Frederick looked pretty good on that line, so that's probably a good sign. And you get a preseason win out of the deal.
Yeah. Anything else catch your eye last night, Spec?
Pretty much the same guys. Like we're at that point in camp where we're starting to decide that that little Atro Lepidin is a real player. Like he's not going to make the team. He's not ready to play in the NHL today, but there is every chance he will one day. Like he looks really, really good every night out now. Josh Szymanski, these are all guys that, because the Oilers trade away all their draft picks, Stan Bowman and the scouting staff have to go find free agents in Europe. Josh Szymanski doesn't look so bad, Kev. You know what? Like he's another guy. He's 23. He's got to go and learn how to play the North American game in Baco. That's fine. But that kid could play for the German Olympic team this year. And he could be a depth winger or centerman for Edmonton one day. He's got good size. He's a nice player. So, they got a few things going on here that I don't mind. Howard was all right. Didn't stand out a whole bunch, but his game builds as the game gets better. It's some guys, as more, as the lineups get stronger, their game fades away. He's kind of going the other direction. So that's a good sign too.
I'm glad you brought up Ike Howard, Spec, because I was wondering, what are your thoughts on him throughout the preseason as it's gone on?
Well, it's like I say, like, I'm not telling you go to the rink and he's the best player in the ice or anything, but a lot of times guys are really good at the start, and then as the better players start playing, they get worse, Eddie. And that's just, you can figure that out yourself. It's pretty easy to know. This guy wasn't very good in the rookie games at all, I didn't think. And then as the lineups have got stronger, he's fit in more and he looks like more of a player. So that's a good sign. I still don't like here's what they're talking about with Ike Howard, guys. Is he close enough that we're going to keep him on the team and he's going to continue to learn the game and he's going to develop in the NHL? Or is he too far away from that? Is he a guy that just has to go to the AHL and develop there? Some guys are close enough. The NHL's okay. They can swim. They can keep their head above water. What you don't want is a young guy like him at 21 coming in the NHL and being overwhelmed and having a negative experience and getting farmed out in late, in November. That's not what you want. So that's the decision on this guy. Is he close enough to stay? I'm not sure what the answer is yet.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment, Spec. I don't think a lot of people are sure just yet. Maybe just more time. He's going to play at least one more preseason game, you would think, right? So,
Yep.
I mean, I'm sort of on the fence with this guy because I'm not sure what I see yet.
Yeah, and he's not like he's taking care of himself. He's not, I'm not saying he's furthering the play, like the play doesn't always get better and better every time he touches it. But I'll tell you what, he's not getting exposed defensively. He's not, oh my God, there's another hope pass from Mike Howard that got picked off and went the other way. You don't see any of that. So he's managing not to hurt the team while he's trying to improve and figure out the game. And that means you're close, right? And I think everyone realizes there's a depth of skill there that once he, gets comfortable and hits his stride, that he'd probably be a pretty decent player. Is he that player yet? That's the question, isn't it?
Again, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people are unsure of exactly where he's at. Yeah. And again, with Zach Hyman being out, that opens up another spot. There's a conversation there.
Yeah, there's a conversation. Let's see what happens. I'm always afraid. I'm sort of have PTSD from the Oilers years where every guy they drafted stepped right into the lineup and played, and most of them couldn't keep their head above water. I err on the let him make his mistakes in Bakersfield. Ken Holland said this one time, and I'll never forget it. He said, I want to send a guy to Bakersfield and call him up once. I don't want to have a guy up, then he goes down. Then he comes up, then he goes down.
Mm-hmm.
No. Put him in Bako, let him learn the game, call him up once, and now you got an NHL player. That, to me, is the way to work, and we'll see what happens with Ike Howard.
That's wise. So from one game that took place, as we're talking about the Oilers yesterday, to the game that took place for the Double E on Saturday, Spec, what'd you think of the big football game that they won? Not only, yes, does it keep their slim playoff hopes alive, but more importantly, they won this one for Larry.
Yeah, that was a really nice story and a really good effort. I mean, they beat a good team. I spoke to 3 different people that were at the game, sitting in the stands, and every one of them said what a great night it was. 30,000 people when you don't have the upper bowl open, that's that lower bowl is pretty much full. So you get a full house experience. You get a team that competed. Everyone, it was a beautiful night. They're starting to figure out some things around Commonwealth. They're starting to make it a really good night for the fans. And the football team was good. Like, the football team hung in there. And I don't care that Saskatchewan came back with the animated game of it. They're a really good team. They were 10-3 coming in. They don't just go away. So Edmonton beat them fair and square. And it's a shame they leaked away some points here on some other games against inferior opponents to Saskatchewan. But that's the way it is. They're getting places. They beat a really good team in front of a 30,000 house. Haven't seen that in this town for a while.
Yeah. We haven't.
No, and I mean, again, atmosphere, and I mean, the players talk about it. Some great comments after the game, especially by Cody Fajardo about Larry, and someone was looking down and said, we need this one and whatever, and that's the feeling that you got, I think, Eddie, right?
That is the feeling, and like I said earlier in the program here, they forget the playoffs. They needed to win this one. With everything that has gone on this week leading up to the game, this was one that is much like the Labor Day rematch a couple weeks ago. Packed house. You have the emotion and the drama outside of the organization. They needed to show up and put on a performance, and they did. And quite honestly, I mean, if they didn't let Sask leak down the field late in the first half, man, they're going into halftime 11-0. And that's, darn near a thumping against the number one team in the league.
Yeah. It's funny because they've beaten Calgary and beaten Saskatchewan, the 2 best teams in the West for sure. And Hamilton's in first place in the East, right? And they've had 2 games against Hamilton that they flat out should have won. I mean, flat out should have won. So this is the stage this team's at. They beat good teams and compete against the best teams, and they're letting points get away to the teams that aren't the best. And that means you're close. They're close. And,
yes.
And I get it. Close, it's close works in horseshoes and hand grenades here, but I'd rather be talking about a team that's close than be talking about the team we've been talking about around here for the last 4 years, because they haven't been close. So this has been in the end, let's see what happens down the stretch here, but this season's been pretty good. we can see some strides here, and we needed to see some strides, man. It had to happen, and it is happening. So it's good to see for the Elks.
That's really great points that you just brought up about the teams that they've beaten, the games that they've kind of tricked away. This team is very, very close, Spec. And we've said this word so much here now with the new management and pieces in place, but the foundation really is set, and it's a stable foundation. And one thing that I wasn't actually personally at the game this weekend, but from what like you said about some people you spoke to, people that I spoke to, and pretty much some other games that I've been at, especially that Labor Day rematch, this fan base is like a shaken can of pop, and they're ready to explode. They want to explode, and this team is now starting to give them something to be excited about, and you can feel it. You can feel it in the atmosphere that the fans really are wanting and desperate to jump on board, and we're finally giving them some.
Yes, sir.
What about the Jays? I mean, when you think about where they were like 4 days ago, everyone's going, "Oh, the sky's falling. The Yankees are going to overtake them," but they really came on hard on the weekend here, and that was just a classic performance yesterday in the sense that they were there to wrap it up, and they had that opportunity, and they bust the door down, and now they get a week off. They can set their rotation. It's going to be the Yankees or Red Sox. I would think Boston and New York's going to be a hell of a series, but I think the Yankees are favored to win that one. What do you make about just this week off and preparation for this series that's going to start on Saturday?
Well, first I want to talk about the four. They went 4 in a row, right? The last game of the Boston series, they swept Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. So you know what? Like 4 games ago, they were leaking oil, man. The bats weren't hitting, and the pitchers were going sour. Scherzer's coming off that bad start, and they were up against it. And there was a major test of that team's character here. You know, they're tied with the Yankees down the stretch, and you got to win out. And it turns out the Yankees won out. You know, so there was no room for error. So give that team credit. Every element of that team sucked it up and brought their game and winning 4 in a row down the stretch in the last 4 of the year, man. That's a rare thing. So my hat's off to a team that had a huge test in front of it and absolutely passed it. Mm-hmm. You know, that says something about that team, and that gives you something to bring into the postseason when times get tough. Now you get the week, and you get to sit back, and you're rested. In baseball, after 162, that week is massive.
Yep.
Guys will hit in the cage and, you know, take their ground balls and chill for a week and watch the other teams play. So can't wait for this. Why can't the Blue Jays win the World Series, you guys? Why not?
Yeah. Well, I think they can get out of the American League, Spec. I think just the National League is a little tougher. There's probably 3 or 4 teams that are better than every team in the American League over in the NL.
I don't talk about my Cubs like that.
Oh, they're not one of them.
Hey, Spec, earlier in the program, we were having this conversation, and as I ask you the question, KK, I'll pull up the numbers here. Yeah. The MVP stats, AL MVP, and it's going to be Aaron Judge against Cal Raleigh. Where do you land in terms of voting? And KK's got the numbers here coming your way.
Well,
that's a good question.
60 dingers for Raleigh, but he bat 247 on the year. So where are you at?
I mean, he's got more RBIs, he's got more stolen bases, he's got more home runs, right? Yeah. He's played more games, and he's a catcher, you know. So I can't remember if it was your show or Gregor's we were talking on, Kev, but I'm absolutely of the belief that being a catcher is a far more crucial and important position than being a right fielder. No one's disagreeing with that. And it's also far, far more difficult position on your body. Physically, it's way tougher than right field. Right field, you're standing there all night making some catches. Catching, you're involved in the game mentally and physically every single pitch. Mm-hmm. I got no question who the MVP is here. This is a goalie against a third line winger when it comes to importance on the team. So, you know, and
I'm Judge.
You're Judge. I don't, just because of his average is better.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at 80 points here. Average is better. His all the other categories besides the home run and the ribbies are better.
Yeah, he's probably faster, right? He runs better because he's not squatting the whole game.
Well, I mean, Raleigh had more stolen bases. So, I mean,
Yeah.
but I'll just go by what Jeff Passan said, and I told you that one. And he said, my vote is for Judge, and I feel terrible about it.
Yeah, I know. Well,
That's
hey,
how
listen.
That's how good these seasons are.
Yeah, I'm not going to question Jeff Passan. He knows what he's talking about, man. He's a veteran baseball writer. But if you're asking me, I'm as a guy that I'm not immersed in the intricacies of baseball analytics. I'm just looking at it from the game itself. I picked the catcher who's hit more home runs than RBIs and helped his team drive in more runs. I'm picking the catcher every time.
Well, Mark, you put forward a very compelling argument.
Whatever. All right, Spec. See you later, big guy.
All right, boys. Have a great day.
That's On the Mark, brought to you powered by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This truck's for you when we come back. Edmonton Elks linebacker Brock Mogensen will be with us. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440, and we are streaming on YouTube and X.
At Fountain Tire, you can save $50 off tire storage with the purchase of 4 select tires now until September 30th at participating locations.
Okay.
Or you could squeeze them into your backseat, possibly causing upholstery damage, drive them home, struggle, sweating buckets trying to get them out of your vehicle, resulting in you feeling guilty for not going to the gym more often, or at all. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. Totally up to you.
Definitely $50 off the tire storage.
You got it. Book your appointment today at fountaintire.com. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Edmonton's only 24-hour-a-day sports radio station can be heard anytime, anywhere. Sports 1440 is streaming on your phone, your tablet, your computer. Download an app today and listen to Sports 1440.
Experience more at the Edmonton Expo Center. Come for Canada's largest trade show, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience, but it doesn't end there. Maximize your brand exposure with Edmonton Expo Center's new cutting-edge feature screens, spanning Western Canada's largest venue space. Captivate an annual audience of over 1 million visitors during iconic events like Pro Rodeo, Disney on Ice, Glow, K-Days, and so much more. To learn more, call 780-471-7380 or visit EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
God said, I need somebody to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, go to town, and stay all night at a meeting at the school board. So God made a farmer.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. We are so thankful God made a farmer. For the month of September, it is our goal to feed 500 families. With every vehicle sold, we will feed a family of 4. So please help us reach our goal. Visit us online at northgategm.com.
Seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit GreatCanadianSolar.com and call today to get started.
I'm a little hungry.
I've got Booster Balls from Booster Juice.
Booster what now?
Booster Balls. They're little protein bites packed with nutrients. Chewy, crunchy, yummy, and new flavors all the time. Like this little guy, the new mint chocolate Booster Ball, peppermint cocoa, coconut, peanut butter, maple syrup, all rolled up into a delightful little bite-sized snack.
Why am I just hearing about this now?
I don't know.
Can I have one?
No.
Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
3 locations, endless sports action. Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge. Sully's is the place to catch every game this fall. With tons of TVs, there's never a bad seat in the house. Check out the game night food and drink features and bring your friends for all the fun with Oilers watch parties all season long. Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge at all 3 Century Casino locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
Finish up the season with the Lawnmower Hospital and Ego, the #1 rated battery-powered platform. Ego lawnmowers are easy to use, powerful, and efficient. Transfer the battery to the pressure washer and clean the house. Don't forget the air blowers for when the leaves fall. Get Ego at the Lawnmower Hospital. Power beyond belief. Visit lawnmowerhospital.com.
lawnmowerhospital.com.
We're more than repairs. We're more than mowers. The Lawnmower Hospital.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8:21 in Edmonton time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing. The plumber to call when the toilet mysteriously breaks after your jalapeno pepper popper fueled game night with the fellas. That's mrrooter.ca. As we welcome in Brock Mogensen, Edmonton Elks linebacker. Morning, Brock. You're with Kevin Karius and former Grey Cup champion with the Edmonton Eskimos back in 2015. Eddie Steele, thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Well, I mean, just go back to Saturday night, Brock, and how special that night was. I mean, so many things happened with the team and, you know, the unfortunate passing of your owner, Larry Thompson. And what was it like to just come out with a win on Saturday night against Saskatchewan?
Like you said, it was so special. Especially when we got there. I mean, our fan base showed up. Sask had a lot of fans, so it was just a great atmosphere. And then to come away with the win for the Thompson family was just great. Yeah, I can't say enough just how fun the game was. After the game in the locker room, everybody was up about it. So yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah, we saw some video in the locker room. It was a pretty special feeling in there, wasn't it?
Yep, it was great. Yeah. Coach Killen was he was fired up. He was a little emotional about it. But yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, Eddie.
Hey, Brock, this was your second start this year, correct?
Yeah, or maybe third start.
Okay. Nice. Man, you really filled the stat sheet out there and obviously had that very, very impressionable interception early in the game. Just talk about that pick you had because they highlighted you and your drop on the TSN broadcast. And let me just say, Brock, the footwork, the hips, they were out there swiveling, baby.
Yeah. You know, that's a drill we work every day. I mean, if I wouldn't have got the pick, I think I would have got in trouble a little bit in film because I dropped a little too wide. But I mean, we work that drop every day. We just call it a hinge drop. Reading the QB eyes, hinging back inside, and he just kind of threw it to me and seemed like the ball was in the air forever, but went up and kind of tipped to myself. And yeah, it was a pretty electric moment.
Yeah, it must have been real satisfying for you in the sense that, you know, everything was kind of coming together after those two losses that were so tough, Brock, when you lose in the last second, consecutive games. Maybe just speak to, you know, the resiliency of this team and how you came out on top on Saturday.
Yeah, you know, the 2 weeks there was two tough losses, back-to-back field goals. But each day and each week we talk about it. I mean, we can create our own destiny and we can come out and beat any team. And we believe that, and that all starts to practice on day 1, day 2, day 3 in our walkthroughs. So all our coaches and leaders on the team just preach all week that we can go out and win and just control our own destiny the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear and evident that you guys do believe that you can beat any team in the league because, hey, you just beat Sask. A couple of weeks ago, you just beat Calgary, a couple of the top teams in the league. It's unfortunate that you have games like the Hamilton early in the year where Keon dropped the pass, or the last two games where you had the field goals kicked against you. But the reality is you guys are close. And I'm sure in that locker room, Brock, you guys feel it because you guys can go out there and play with the best of them and beat the best of them.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, our leaders, our coaches, we believe in each other. And each team meeting that we start with is Coach Killen talks about how we're a team and to play for each other, play for the city, and just play for the name on the front of our jerseys, on the back of our jerseys. And we know we can do it. And I mean, we showed it this year. Just gotta keep moving forward and go 1-0 in these last 3 games.
Brock Mogensen with us on Sports 1440. Maybe just to touch on the linebacking core as a whole here, Brock, in the sense that, you know, you had 2 guys that were, you know, rock solid last year, and now both of them are injured in Anderson and Morgan. And guys like yourself and Joel DeBlanco and, Kenny Logan, they've all come on and played really solid football in the sense of the depth is shown here. What have you thought about those guys like yourself included and Joel and these guys coming to the forefront here?
Yeah, I'll just start with the whole linebacker room. Just a bunch of great guys in there. I mean, we have fun with each other every day and all the meetings at practice. So we're a pretty tight-knit group. And then, Niles and Nick going down is tough because, like you said, they were balling last year. But it's kind of that next man up mentality and guys getting reps at practice and kind of bring it to the games. It's huge to see that we have depth everywhere. I mean, D-line, linebackers, and in the back end. So it's just really cool to see that guys can step up and come playing some of those roles that are starters at the beginning of the season, and big name players are going down, which is unfortunate. But yeah, like I said, it's just next man up, and everybody's just taking their role and doing their jobs.
Brock, what are you going to get up to over the bye week here? You plan on sticking around, or are you heading home? Or what's your plan here?
Yeah, gonna stick around here. Maybe try and go golfing a little bit if the weather permits. Get a little go to recovery for a little bit. Get in the tubs, a couple workouts. But yeah, just gonna kind of keep it low key and just rest up after that 10-game run we just went on. So
if you need some golf lessons, look me up. That's an inside joke.
I do need some golf lessons.
It's an inside joke. I'm terrible.
Whatever you do, Brock, do not look Eddie up for golf lessons. Whatever you do, yeah. But do you enjoy golf? Is it like kind of a passion of yours, a hobby, or what are you at with it?
Yeah, I mean, kind of a hobby. A couple of us guys go. We like to go every week, kind of on our off day, just to kind of take our minds off things a little bit. And I mean, yeah, it just can be fun. It can be a little frustrating, obviously, but it's a good mental game. And I just kind of enjoy being outdoors and get a little better too. So that makes it a little more fun.
Let me guess, the ranch, Brock?
I have not golfed there yet. Nope.
Oh, okay.
Might have to help you out there.
Millwoods.
Yeah, Millwoods, you played?
But yeah, we go there quite a bit. We've been to Victoria, Riverside, but yeah, just kind of trying to see all the courses around here. Find out some tee times, that's the toughest part. But
yeah. So I mean, being a kind of a first year in the city, what do you think? What have you been doing? Like, what do you like to do when you're away from the football field?
There's not a lot of time away, but I've been downtown a little bit. My uncle came, my fiance came, so I kind of showed them around the downtown area. Been kind of to White Ave once. Otherwise, just kind of hang out. I got two great roommates here, so we just kind of hang out and watch sports, watch football whenever it's on. But yeah, pretty low key.
Yeah, just laying low.
Yeah. Brock Mogensen with us. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele on Sports 1440. Just go back to your college days, Brock, at South Dakota. How did you end up getting from Minnesota to South Dakota? How did that journey, what was it all about for you?
Yeah, so in high school, was trying to get obviously recruited by teams, and they were my first Division I FCS offer out of high school, and they're my only one. So I ended up falling in love with it. After my sophomore year, I went to a camp. I wasn't invited or anything, but just went to kind of try and put my name out there, and then went to a team camp going into my senior year, and they ended up offering me, and it was kind of a no-brainer for me. Small town. It was 30 minutes away from my grandparents, so I could go see them all the time. But yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world. I was there for 6 years, so a long time in college, and loved every second of it there.
Yeah.
Now, Brock, for the listeners who don't really know too much about you, because this is your first year in the CFL, so it's safe to say this is all still fairly new. And I mean, watching you on tape, boy, you produce and you get after it pretty well. I really respect that. Who is Brock Mogensen? Not just the player on the field, but off of the field. Who is you, if you could explain yourself to the listeners and just your style of play?
Well, first off, I'd say just personally, I'm a family man. I love being with my family. My parents, I have 3 younger siblings. I'm engaged, so I have a fiance getting married next year. So yeah, I would say just kind of a loving, humble person. And then on the field, I just kind of try and flip that switch, kind of two persons. But yeah, just being on the field, kind of a different mindset, I guess, when I'm out there than when I'm off the field. But yeah, I just kind of like to fly around and just have fun. I mean, I've loved the game since I started playing at 6 years old and got introduced by my dad. He played football. He's a coach. So I've always loved playing football, playing sports, and just kind of being active. So that's kind of who I am.
When you say flip that switch, how do you go about that? Because a lot of guys, it seems we hear this story quite often. You just explain yourself as a family guy, maybe a little bit low key, but all of a sudden you get on the field and bang, that flip switch is for you. Like, how do you go about that?
I don't know. It just kind of happens, right when I kind of get to the facility and just kind of put my headphones in and start listening to music. It's just kind of like lock-in time. And then when you get out for warm-ups, I mean, I'm always nervous before games. I've always been, no matter what level it's been at. I've always been nervous. But once you get that first play, whether it be on special teams, kickoff return, or on defense, I mean, after that first play, it's just kind of like you're just locked in and ready to roll. So that's kind of how I do it.
Yeah, KK, I would say it's kill or be killed out there. And that's why you got to get yourself to that place that's uncomfortable almost. And at the higher levels, the higher up you play, I mean, the more you got to get yourself to that place mentally, because if you're not willing to go and do it to someone's going to do it to you.
Yeah, that's no doubt. That's for sure.
Yeah. Brock Mogensen with us, Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele on Sports 1440. When you look at the defense as a whole, Brock, since you arrived here, how would you say things are like meshing and molding and gelling and coming together over the last little bit here?
I think it's been great. Our defense coordinator, linebacker coach, JC, and all our coaches on defense, they expect us to always run the ball, be flying around and play for each other. And you see that on tape. I mean, guys are running the ball, D linemen, linebackers, safeties, DBs. Everybody's just getting to the ball, trying to get the ball out, trying to get the runner down. So it's just evident in tape that you can see that we're an aggressive defense. We like to get after people, and just our team speed is a big part for us.
Yeah. Eddie played with JC when they won the Grey Cup here in 2015, so he knows them very, very well. How have you liked playing for JC as your DC?
I love it. He's like you said, he was a great player here. He's a very smart coach. He knows what he's doing. And he kind of has freedom. Doesn't get too high, too low. He's just kind of always even keel with the defense. And I like that from a coach but he has high expectations for us. And I also like that. So it's been a lot of fun. The first time I got here, he's always open to helping guys learn, take his time to help us out. So it's great.
Go ahead, Eddie.
Yeah, well, we were talking about this a little bit earlier in the program here. Excuse me, Brock. And that's JC as the defensive coordinator. But I want to know about JC as the linebacker coach, because he is creating some beasts now. You guys have the depth, and it seems like if there's an injury, well, next up, and you guys don't miss a beat. So just discuss a little bit about JC as a positional coach, not even as a D coordinator.
Yeah, he's always working with us. Obviously, he does our film study and stuff like that, but it also comes with practice and our indie drills. Every drill we do is a game drill. There's never a time we're doing a drill that doesn't relate to the game. So I think he has a very smart mindset there that, like I was talking about earlier, like the droughts. I mean, before every day in practice we come out, we do kind of a little turnover circuit. We catch a ball, you punch a ball, you scoop a ball. And I just think, along from his experiences of playing, that he knows how to coach linebackers, because he probably had a great linebacker coach here because he's a great player. So I just think all in all, he just understands the game very well to help us out.
What was your experience last year, Brock, in Dallas on the practice squad with the Cowboys? What was that experience like for you?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I liked it down there. It was always tough not playing, but the guys down there were great. I have a lot of friends down there. I still like to follow them and watch them just because I got friends that are playing. But yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was a great experience. Very cool to be in the NFL. I mean, I was a dream as a kid playing NFL, but still playing pro ball, and it's still so much fun for me. But it's been a fun journey for sure.
Did you watch that game last night, Brock?
I did. Yeah, that was crazy. One of my roommates is a huge Packers fan, so he was kind of giving me crap. But
who's that? Who are your roommates?
I live with Alex Reich, another linebacker, and then JJ Ross, a corner.
Oh, cool stuff. Must have been a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, they're putting up 80 points for an NFL game. That doesn't happen too often.
No, yeah, it was a good back and forth game for sure.
Yeah. Hey, Brock, thanks so much for coming on this morning. Really appreciate it. Have a enjoyable bye week. And then, as they say, you never know. You guys are, you got a little work to do here, but as you said, and you never know, and who knows what can happen down the road here. So.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on.
All right, that's Brock Mogensen, linebacker for the Double E after a big win, 27-25 on Saturday night. And the headliner of the day brought to you by Mr. Rooter, the number one overall pick in your fantasy plumbing pool. That is mrrooter.ca. Does he remind you of anyone? Like, I mean, just trying to, I was trying to think of, guys that have gone on to even NFL. Like in my way out to lunch here of Singleton. Alex Singleton?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking about him.
Because he's 6'3", 235, very similar. Like, that's a similar size. No doubt about it.
Again, I don't know why I'm thinking about him. And I mean, if Brock Mogensen can turn into
that. I know why.
Why? No, why?
Big white linebacker making plays.
Come on, man.
You did it. Come on. Too easy, Kevin.
No, I mean, but you think about where they are right now, and you think where they were with Anderson and Morgan, two of the very best in the league.
Absolutely.
And now those guys are both on IR.
And Joel
and DeBlanc. So DeBlanco's come in. And a lot of people were saying, well, okay. And he's playing really well.
He is.
And now you got Mogensen and Kenny Logan Jr. He's more of he's like a tweener.
Yeah,
he's a tweener, right?
Sam.
Yeah. So, I mean, you think about him where he's at, and he's got to fill in there.
Depth, man.
Yeah.
Good coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Next man up.
Yeah.
It's good coaching.
When we come back, we're going to go in or out with Eddie Steele, Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. We're streaming on YouTube and X.
I'm a little hungry.
I've got booster balls from Booster Juice.
Booster what now?
Booster balls. They're little protein bites packed with nutrients, chewy, crunchy, yummy, and new flavors all the time. Like this little guy, the new mint chocolate booster ball, peppermint cocoa, coconut, peanut butter, maple syrup, all rolled up into a delightful little bite-sized snack.
Why am I just hearing about this now?
I don't know.
Can I have one?
No.
Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Work never gets done by standing around. You have to put your words into action. And that's exactly what GS Construction does every single day. Our priorities are safety first, quality second, efficiency third. GS Construction works hard. It's true. But first comes the care, the planning, and the people. Underground infrastructure isn't just about machines and trenches and some traffic inconveniences. It's about doing things right. Find out more on what we do. Visit gsconstruction.ca.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Big guests, bigger takes. Jason Greger brings the names you know and the stories you don't. Weekdays, 2 to 6 on Sports 1440. Don't miss a minute of the action on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Want some good news? St. Albert Dodge is holding the biggest sale of the year on their in-stock Ram 1500 Sports. Every single one on the lot is discounted by a whopping $14,000. Yeah, 14 grand. And St. Albert Dodge has the best selection in Alberta. Over 90 Ram 1500 Sports to choose from with great packages, including the Night Edition and GT models, all $14,000 off the ticket price. Get down there and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank. Plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products. 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 8:42 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele with you on a Monday morning. Keep in mind that we will be off tomorrow for Truth and Reconciliation Day, and we'll be back with you on Wednesday. What do you got sliding in for tomorrow, Eddie? You got anything planned or anything? Or what?
No, nothing planned. Probably just be hanging with the fam. Yeah. Got a big wedding this weekend.
Ooh.
In Whistler.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
Stephanie, it'll be Saturday, the wedding. Yeah.
Are you going to be okay to work Friday? Or
yeah, I'm not missing any time. I'm a company man.
Wow.
But yeah,
it's exciting.
Stephanie, it's her best friend, so she's obviously the maid of honor. She leaves, I think, on Wednesday or Thursday to be out there, and then I'll be here
You
solo.
and Duke have had a lot of weddings
This is
year.
my first wedding, Kevin.
Okay.
I got one this Saturday.
Another one?
Yeah,
Duke's had a lot.
I'm a groomsman / officiant.
So you got to do the vows.
Yep, I'm doing it all. And the groom, my good friend Bryce, he almost cut his fingers off with a skill saw yesterday.
What?
So he's waiting to see if he has to get surgery on his hand ahead of it's his wedding week.
So how do you cut?
Careless
an
or
idiot,
what?
I guess. I don't know. I think he was doing some skirting for his house or something because they just moved their trailer to a different piece of land. But I don't know the full story. But yeah, he just sent us some pictures. The pictures didn't look that bad, but I think there's a fracture in the one knuckle that they might want to clean up or something. I don't know.
Sounds like he's trying to make up an excuse.
Left hand. So that's why his fiance. This is all coming from him.
This is
it's a little less than pleased because of the implications of perhaps the ceremony on Saturday not being able to put the ring on and whatnot.
That's tough.
Yeah, I think that there's something fishy going on.
Yeah,
Here.
he's brewing something up. He's on the run.
How do you? So you got to put if you're a right-handed guy, then you have the skill saw in your right hand, and you are basically putting your fingers
Gives
in
me
the
the
top.
heebie-jeebies.
If I
thinking
had
of
to guess, and we asked him about it in our group chat, and he basically said that he can't remember because after it happened, he's not good with blood, his own blood. He's fine with blood, but not his own blood. So he kind of blacked out right after it happened. Doesn't really remember. The pictures didn't look that bad, but anyway. So I'm guessing maybe this jumped or something on a kickback, or I don't know.
Have you ever had a incident with a power tool, Eddie?
No, not power
Not
tools.
handyman Eddie.
No.
I don't see you.
No
being
real
that way.
incident. No, I'm
what,
not handy.
Do you know which end of the hammer to use?
Stop. You're a plug.
Time now for Are You In or Out?
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line, are you in or you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions, just action. In or out?
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
All right, Duke. Letterbox.
Oilers preseason schedule rolling on. Last night, a 4-3 win over the Vancouver Canucks from downtown why the largely NHL lineup for Edmonton will work the concept to not be the same. But I'll be honest, Jeff, I kind of watched this game on replay when I got home after the conference last night, and the more we see here during the exhibition schedule, and these are 2 games with these guys in the lineup, granted, but still, I think the more we see that Leon and Connor should not be playing on the same line as the default lineup.
It's a tough one again. When this was announced last week, everyone's going, well, they think it's going to be like 82 games in 23 minutes a night. I just don't see it happening that way. So I'm going to kind of be tempered on this one, Duke, in the sense that they're going to play together at times. They're going to play apart at times. So I think options are a great thing, and that's what any coaching staff likes and wants. So should they not play together as a default? I'm probably going to go out. I think they're going to play together at times, and they're going to play apart at times. So I'm not sure if I can just say yes or no, in or out, on totally on this one. But I think that there's more balance when they're apart, but they're more lethal when they're together too. So it's I think it's a little bit of both.
It's exactly what I had cooking for an answer to, because they are lethal when they're together. Probably for this, and just specifically with what's going on this season, I'm going to be out. I think that it's a good thing for them to start the year together. I get the mentality of let's just get some wins on the board early.
Yeah.
We'll see how the gameplay goes. But I do understand the urgency of let's just get some up there early, then we can even out the lineup.
Well, and again, when you got 2 home games to start, so Calgary and Vancouver to start, then you go on the road for 5, and that's a tough one. It's out east. They need a good start here in the sense that they haven't had that for a couple of years now again. So
I just keep falling back on this notion that the thought that by playing your 2 best players together, it gives you pretty much regardless who's playing on the other wing, one of, if not the best lines in the NHL. But does that, having one good line, is that necessarily conducive to racking up early season wins? And more to my point is what is the preseason for? Getting your legs back, getting some touchback, some quote game speed action. We know it's not necessarily there by any stretch of the imagination. But I would also think it's maybe a chance to see what else you got. There are some new players on this team and competing for spots in the lineup. We know they're going to be on the team, but where they play is maybe still up for grabs. A little more experimentation or creativity to see who can mesh elsewhere. I just think it thins out the rest of your lineup when you don't have Zach Hyman stacking these 2 guys at the very top of it. Down at Commonwealth on Saturday evening, big win for the Edmonton Elks. They keep their playoff hopes afloat, even as grim as they still may be. If the season ended today, and I'm not necessarily meaning this as an indictment on this player, I don't think Cody Fajardo should be back as the team's starting quarterback for next season.
Going to be out on this one? Well, Eddie, what do you,
why?
Well, I'm going to be out. What's out there? There's nothing out there that's better. What quarterback from another team from another team?
It's good reasoning.
Is it Davis Alexander?
No, they're not letting him go.
No, they're not. So what quarterback out there is better than Fajardo right now?
Good reasoning.
So, and it's not going to be Trey Ford.
Nope. I understand that reasoning. I get it. I'm going to be in. I don't think he should be next year. I trust the.
So who comes in then?
Well, check it out. The no names who were making plays all game are guys that we didn't know. The 2 D linemen who had sacks, Hilaire, Victor. That's what I'm saying is this scouting staff has done a good job at finding talent. And Ed Hervey has found quarterbacks in the past. So I am confident that Ed could find a quarterback. Cody's played well. Yeah. Those deep balls that Cody hit, you clearly see the arm. He's got to put his all into it. He does. And the reality is, yeah, he hit those deep balls, but he left 3 touchdowns on the board. If he put those deep balls in any semblance of a place where it's catchable on the run, instead of making his guys come back to have to catch the ball, those are touchdowns. And this is a blowout.
I just don't know who's better though right now.
In the CFL, yeah, sure. But you can find talent elsewhere than just who's on CFL rosters right now.
Well, why aren't they here already then?
Got to entice them.
In season. Let's let him have a whole off season. He hasn't had a whole off season to do his scouting.
The quarterback stable in the CFL right now.
Right now,
all 9 teams.
No, right in
this way.
the state. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Right now is as weak as it's ever been.
I'd agree.
You know, remember, I mean, back in the day, the Eskimos had 3 guys that could play on any team. You know, when you had
Absolutely.
Ham, Damon Allen.
Well, I mean, Mike Riley, Matt Nichols, you know, and you could even, James Franklin, but he never panned out. But yes, I mean,
Frank the Tank.
Frank, you remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
He had a good arm.
Yeah, he had a cannon.
Yeah.
Very polite, eh?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. No,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My line of thinking here is very much in step with Eddie's about, like, if you look strictly inside the barriers and boundaries of the CFL right now, sure, there doesn't seem like there's a ton of other options out there. The other team starting quarterbacks, they have no reason to give them up, but get a little creative and see what else you can do. Because I think Cody Fajardo is about as capable as anybody, but I right before he aired the one touchdown pass out to I think it was Julian Grant, it's like he hadn't thrown a ball longer than 10 yards in the whole game. And that was the whole first half plus. It's like, I just think with the Elks, like the offense still seems to be lacking a little bit of a dynamic element. You have Justin Rankin. He's as good as it gets out of the backfield, both running and catching. But like, I just think like these, are you going to get a tangible upgrade? Maybe not. But I don't think like to just go into the offseason. Once again, this is on the hypothetical that the season ended today. There's still some runway here to try and salvage a playoff spot, make a name for yourself. But like to go into the offseason and say, all right, at season ends, Cody Fajardo is going to be back as QB1 next year, undisputed.
Let me ask you this, Eddie and Duke, if you have something on the tip of your tongue, top of your head, who's the last quarterback that's come in here as a first-year quarterback with no CFL experience and has been lights out? If so, you guys are saying there's
across
a quarterback
the league.
out there?
We're talking across
Anywhere,
the league.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it just doesn't. You don't just. You can say that there's quarterbacks out there.
Well, do you need someone to come in and light the world on fire? Look where the Elks are here, and it's not like their quarterback play hits blowing the doors off.
Okay, they're not even lights out.
The only
like who
Davis Alexander, but he seasoned a bit there in Montreal.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he didn't just come in.
Guys, you know, you just don't come here and, you know, from
It's a different game.
college or whatever.
It is a different game. But Ed Hervey has found these guys.
Russell Wilson.
Whoa. Please don't.
Fidder Sanders. Get him up here. There's options.
That'll put 10,000
Yeah, you just
in the stadium.
got to get a little creative, that's all. But we'll see how the remainder of the Elks season does play out. Of course, now on the bye before they'll be back at it, resuming in over a week's time. Another exciting Sunday of NFL football started in Ireland with the Steelers. Offense kind of clicking finally against a tough Vikings D. Wrapping up last night with the tie between Cowboys and the Packers. But in between, plenty of surprises, some big wins, teams getting their first victories, upsets. The biggest win yesterday, when I look across the entire slate, came with the Kansas City Chiefs laying the boots to the Baltimore Ravens to get to 2-2 on the year and push the Ravens 1-3 to start the season.
Want to go first, Eddie, or you want to?
I like it, Duke. I do, but I'm going to be out. The biggest win will be the Jacksonville Jaguars going into San Fran, beating them to go to 3-1. And who would have thought the Jags' new head coach, Liam Cohen, 3-1. Trevor Lawrence, this is the shake back year for him.
I'm going to be out as well, but I'm going to go a different route as well. I'm going to say the New York Football Giants with a win over the LA Chargers, 21-18, new quarterback. You know, their season was kind of in the balance here, and now there's a little optimism with the Giants. I mean, their defense is good. We've talked about that, but just the fact that they changed the quarterback, they beat the Chargers, and there's some hope. There's optimism. So I'm going to go out, and I'm going to go with the Giants.
Can't believe neither of you guys had my back here. I didn't want to come across as biased, but
Houston,
Texans, 26th rip. What a win.
Duke,
I'm done with them. I'm done with them.
Watching that game, all I could think of was like, is this a turning point for Houston or are the Titans just that bad? And I think the answer is the Titans are that bad. But hey, 26-0. Like, you should beat the wheels off that team, and you did to get off the schneid. I think that's encouraging. Buffalo, a little bit of a scare against New Orleans for stretches of that game. Atlanta, a good victory on home turf. Kind of Michael Penix Jr. back on track. It was a really good day of football. I loved it. And then nice to see the Colts lose, even if they probably shouldn't have. What a day for Adonai Mitchell. Dropping the ball at the goal line, takes a touchdown off the board, and then took another touchdown off the board from Jonathan Taylor with a holding penalty in I think it was the fourth quarter. So rough day for number 10 in the blue and white and the Rams with a big win to keep pace in the NFC West. Off the field, Bad Bunny announced his the halftime show coming up for Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco at Levi Stadium. I get it. This guy is a global superstar. He made a guest appearance a couple of years ago during the J-Lo and Shakira halftime show, which remains one of the best of all time for a number of different reasons. But when you look at the recent run of artists playing the halftime show, it's got to be time to loop back in a more traditional rock band into the rotation.
What do you want to have the Jonas Brothers here? Duke,
I think that'd be great. They rocked it at the Grey Cup. Why not bring them in?
Well, I'm going to be in, Duke, because I was thinking of you during this announcement because you had a similar question, I don't know, a month or two back. And yeah, you're right, man. I think that they need to go to a different genre. It's been rap for the past few shows in a row now. So
Kendrick Lamar, Usher, Rihanna, the whole SoCal troupe there, The Weeknd, Shakira and J-Lo, and then we're talking like Maroon 5, JT, Gaga. Like, it is cold. I would say Coldplay, like them or hate them, and that was in 2016. We're talking 9 years ago, was the last rock band.
Couldn't tell you a single Bad Bunny song.
I don't even know who it is.
Yeah.
He's a Latin American artist.
I honestly never heard of him. Anyway,
Shocker.
I'm going to be in for sure. Like what band would be cool though to see? Like, what are we looking at here? What?
U2?
U2?
A lot of people had this text came in from Dallas and Roland.
Yeah.
Metallica has roots in NorCal. They were a name that had been circled around a lot as a potential option, but instead of going for nostalgia, they go once again with like what's hot in the streets.
Yeah. Green Day.
And
Yeah.
all the rumors about Taylor Swift, despite all the Easter eggs in her appearance on the Kelsey podcast that all the Swifties were going nuts about, thinking she was going to be the halftime performer. Well, yeah, stick that in the can for at least another year.
Dallas says, yeah, I would take Green Day, Metallica, Nickelback, even Paul McCartney.
I just Bad Bunny, he's big name, but do these make for good live shows?
Yeah.
I've never been to one. I don't know. I'd like to see something with maybe a little more traditional music in the mix. Some instruments up on the stage, guys shredding guitar solos, crashing some drums. I don't know. We're just a bunch of old guys in here this morning, I suppose. Finally, today is National Coffee Day. Eddie Steele breaking into the Stingray coffee machine this morning. Normally brings his own with him, but cashed in from the little machine we got out in the kitchen area. $3.99.
$3.99.
Anybody who says that they truly, genuinely, sincerely like the taste, enjoy the taste of black coffee is lying.
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out too.
I don't mind black, especially like if it's a good espresso shot, Duke. I like it, man. It's smooth. I'm in. I like it. I'm in for myself. I like the taste.
You know, have you ever had a real good campfire coffee, Eddie? Like,
No, you always tell me about the campfire coffee. You tell, and I guarantee we're going to get texters now because every time you bring it up, people text it.
Well, because you got the grains, you know, there's still grains in the bottom of your cup kind of thing. It's the best. And it's black and it's good. It's strong.
Brisk out in the morning. You can see your breath.
Yes.
I know what you're saying. Set the scene for us,
like
KK.
that tin cup, you know, like that metal cup.
Oh, yeah. Sunrise.
Oh, man.
Has the bacon going yet or no?
No, probably just getting going.
Yeah.
So you got the smell.
Oh, man. Fire's cracking.
Yeah.
Set the scene. Woo!
Fire's cracking. Duke, I'll assume you're...
because I do it. I drink black coffee and I wish I liked it. I do. But I just can't see there. Tell me what is actually like. It's bitter. Bitter is not a taste that is supposed to be enjoyed by the human palate.
It depends on the notes. It depends on the roast, Duke.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. And like I said, I wish I could drink black coffee. It's simpler. It's faster. I think it was on Landman, Kevin. I've just seen the clip of in the drive-thru, the guy orders something and then the whole lineup gets mad because you're just supposed to drink black coffee. That's the way it always has been. That's the way it's supposed to be. But I need even just like a splash of milk. I'm not Sam dunking 9 sugars into it, but I just something to take a little bit of the bite off of it. And I all the black coffee textures will chime in, calling me a wuss, and that I enjoy my little cappuccinos and my French vanilla lattes. Yeah, I do enjoy them because they taste good. Even sort of the ones out of the machine here.
Now, would you put a little splash of Bailey's in yours, Duke, or just
would I or do I?
Both.
Yeah, not when I'm at work. Except that one day last year we did. I think maybe the day before Christmas we enjoyed some of that.
We had
cream liqueur.
Liqueur.
We had quite a bit.
Speaking of Landman, hey, we got a new season coming.
Is it?
There's another one coming. I don't know when. Soon though.
Solid show. We just watched. Did you watch The Black Rabbit? I think.
What's that?
Black Rabbit. It's got Jason Bateman and Jude Law. Pretty good. What?
Just my knee stretching. It's hurting, man.
That's not what's that issue.
Nah, it's 9 o'clock.
He's brewing.
Yeah.
and we ain't talking black coffee.
Fitting.
Good stuff, Duke. Text 833-401-1440. Hammer says the only good black coffee is when it's got Bailey's in it. You gotta throw a little shot in there. I mean, I know
there's a time and place.
SKS, he's got a Bailey's in his Tim Hortons right now. Whatever. What's going on this week, Eddie? What do you got going?
Well, day off tomorrow. I got that wedding, remember?
Yeah. Are you gonna golf or what?
Probably not. Maybe.
So you're gonna go the whole year without Eddie 85.
Stop.
It's gotta hurt you.
I'm blushing right now.
It's gotta hurt you.
I'm a sheep. I'm a plug. I'm useless. Jeez. I think my closest was 87. And this whole 85 notion, let me sit back there. This whole 85.
Yeah.
Really, I'm probably not an 85 golfer. Let's just be honest here.
It would be your round of your life.
I shot an 84 last year, and I thought I was coming.
Where?
That would have been at Riverside. So not the hardest. Stop it. It would have been Riverside. So not the hardest course. But I shot a clean 84, and I thought, oh boy, this is a new me.
Just don't see it.
But the regression is real. The regression has been real.
Okay.
I'm an honest 90 to 93. That's where I'm always at, right in there. It pains me to say it.
Yeah.
Eddie 85 is just a legend, a folk tale.
Tales, right? Well, have a great week, Eddie. We'll see you on Friday. So are you going to fly to us, or what are you guys doing?
No, fly to Vancouver, and then Stephanie will be up there. She goes on Wednesday, I believe.
So you're flying on
Friday afternoon, and then fly into Van. Use her dad lives right in downtown Van, so I'll borrow his car and then whip up to Whistler
perfect.
on my own.
Yeah,
quick little 2-hour jaunt.
Wow. And then you're back on Sunday.
Yeah, back Sunday. In and out.
Big weekend for you.
In and out like a what?
Fiddler's elbow.
Ding, 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 ding.
Have a good weekend. Buddy.
All right, KK.
We'll see you on Friday. That's Eddie Steele, our co-host on Mondays and Fridays. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to talk a little NFL football. We're going to talk a little hockey as well with Dennis Bernstein. So we got Ben Baby coming up from ESPN, covers the Cincinnati Bengals, and then Dennis Bernstein from the fourth period. We'll get his thoughts on, I believe he said Colorado for his pick to win the Stanley Cup. I think that's what he said, but we'll have to get that confirmed. Also, Shane Peacock from Enoch Cree Nation will be with us, the former pro hockey player. Truth and Reconciliation Day tomorrow. We'll get what's going on with Enoch Cree Nation and talk about Shane's career. Was a hell of a defenseman, man. He could really move the puck. Before all that, Time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by First Round. You could win an NFL jersey tonight at both locations, and you also get 50% off boneless wings. First Round, Edmonton's NFL headquarters, right here in the mall that has it all, and again on 104th Avenue. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Well, there's preseason action last night from Rogers Center Place, 4-3 the final over the Vancouver Canucks. Leon Draisaitl, 2 goals, 2 assists in the victory. Around the rest of the NHL's exhibition slate, Devils blanked by the Senators 2-0. Capitals over the Devils 3-2 in a shootout. Blackhawks top the Wild 4-1, and the Hurricanes double up on the Predators 4-2. Week 4 NFL Sunday slate kicking off in Ireland yesterday morning. The Steelers offense clicking. They topped the Vikings 24-21. Throughout the rest of the day, Philly holds on to beat Tampa Bay 31-25. The Giants, on the back of rookie QB Jackson Dart, get by the Chargers 21-18. And Sunday Night Football ends in a draw. Packers, Cowboys 40-40 after overtime. Off the field, league announcing that Bad Bunny will perform at the upcoming halftime show for Super Bowl 60 in Northern California. Over in the majors, Blue Jays clinched the AL East with a 13-4 victory over Tampa Bay. They sweep the set. Alejandro Kirk hitting 2 homers, including a grand slam in the win. Elsewhere, playoff picture finalized as the Tigers lose to the Red Sox 4-3. Guardians, they beat the Rangers 9-8 to win the AL Central. And the final NL spot going to the Reds. They lose to the Brewers 4-2, but the Mets get blanked by the Marlins 4-0. Ryder Cup action, Americans made a day of it. Comeback comes up short, however, as Team Europe retains the Ryder Cup with a 15-13 final score. Coming up in hour 3 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Ben Baby from ESPN covering the Cincinnati Bengals and Dennis Bernstein from the 4th period. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order? Yeah, can I get a...
Yes. A common reaction from a veggie lover. Always scanning, searching, longing. But wait, what is this we see? The new McVeggie. Now at McDonald's.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
September, back to class and back to carting the kids around. Good news. Until the end of the month at Wolf GMC Buick, get GMC employee pricing on all remaining 2025 GMC Sierras, so you'll have loads of room. Plus, get 0% financing on Sierra light-duty crew cabs. If you're eyeing up an SUV, we have the completely redesigned GMC Terrain and our entire Buick family with incredible prices. And Costco members up to $1,200 additional off the price. Come see us, corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road.
Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. Groceries, mortgage payments, family holidays, a new car. That's what profit shares look like for Vision Credit Union members. Each year, we return about 75% of our profits, $35 million last year, to the people who bank with us. Because at Vision Credit Union, when you're an owner, you get your share. Why not get yours? Learn how at whatsyourshare.ca. That's whatsyourshare.ca. It takes grit. It takes heart. It's the legendary Canadian Finals Rodeo, powered by ATV. From October 1st to 4th in Edmonton, the nation's best go head-to-head in a battle of pure willpower. Witness the raw strength and adrenaline at Rogers Place. Plus, soak up the Western lifestyle at the Canadian Country Expo, with free admission and shuttles running between the expo and the arena. This is more than a rodeo. It's a showdown. Get your tickets now at CFR.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 9:11 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. JDO, oh, he's on you, Duke. Worst take of the day. Black coffee has been a staple of my life since high school. Started out of laziness, but now I love it. Compros just takes the edge off. Black with Splendid. That's the sweetener, Splendid, right?
Okay, so that's...
Yeah, so it's not black.
I get the argument there to say that black is without any cream or milk, but in my opinion, black is also no sugar or anything else. Like it is just is. It's out of the pot. That's it. You drink it in that fashion.
Right out of it, yeah. Doc Will in Gibbons says the Polka Ramblers for the Super Bowl.
I would watch
you
that. I would
imagine that,
enjoy that a lot, I think.
Even in Home Alone, John Candy. Well, we had a couple hits back
We had
in
a
the
couple
70s.
hits.
You maybe have heard of us, Polka Polka, you know. Justin texted in and said, "What did Eddie shoot at the Glendale?" I responded and I just said 100
million.
Eddie's not going to be happy with that. Your buddy Nail says, "Brandon, you should try Pendleton and black coffee."
Well, once again, that's not black. I guess that does keep it a more, but that's essentially just Irish coffee.
Yes.
Because it's just a shot of whiskey in it. I do love that. The best whiskey I've ever put, like pairing with the coffee, Crown Royal had a salted caramel variant. I don't know if it's still available or if it was just one of those limited time ones they trotted out. That was my go-to at a slow pitch tournament a number of years ago. I just had a bottle. I don't know if it was a gift or what, but I just throw a splash of that in the black coffee, and that was really good.
Sean says, "Duke, try black iced coffee."
I can't get on the iced coffee train.
No,
I've
Why
tried
not?
it. I think it's fine. I don't know. It's just like off-putting. I expect coffee to be hot. It's like a mental block.
Yeah.
It's a mental block.
HVAC Nick says, "Hey, got my tickets to game 1 and 2 of the ALDS. We'll be in Toronto this weekend. We'll make up for taking the Chargers this weekend in the Survivor pool instead of the easy choice of the Bills." What did you say, Duke, as far as, did you know how many guys?
I counted. I think it was 8, or was it 10 total? I said it earlier, but either somewhere between 8 and 10 total people eliminated so far. There's a number of people on Monday Night Football games, including Josh Fenwick here.
What does he got?
But one, I think he's taken, because he's a Bengals fan. I think he's taken the Broncos. A little bit of an emotional hedge there, maybe.
What are you doing? You can't do. If you're a fan, you can't take your team, the opposition, to win.
Yes, I can, when I know that my team's season is over. I agree with Eddie. I'm in on that. The Bengals season is over. Our defense is atrocious. And guess what? Our offense is
What's going on with old Chase? What's his average? About minus something per carry?
Yeah, no O-line. I think they ranked 32 out of 32 in PFF.
Wow. And we always want the Canadians to do well, right?
Yeah, of
Don't
course
you?
we do.
We do. I think we do, but he's just. Everyone was saying this guy's going to be like a top 5 fantasy running back.
Little did they know.
Little did they know.
Twin brother. Good game
Yeah.
yesterday. The block kick recovery for the Eagles.
Duke, the Texans.
What a game.
Browns are trading for Texans tackle Cam Robinson.
Well,
look at that.
Good.
That's courtesy Jeremy Fowler.
The Texans, essentially, after completely overhauling the offensive line in the offseason, are in the mode to do it again here 4 weeks into the year, because it's terrible. There was a play yesterday where Jeffrey Simmons, the pass rusher, almost beat the ball to CJ Stroud. And like from the interior, like just right through the middle, right through the A gap, I think it was. It was tough to see. Thankfully, the Titans are bad, and the Texans still got a big win. I thought CJ Stroud looked very good in the game. And how about Woody Marks?
Yeah.
You got him stashed on your bench in any of your fantasy leagues, Kevin, because
No.
that's a new RB1 coming to the table for Houston. Nick Chubb, secondary.
69 rushing yards for Woody, 4 receptions, 50 receiving yards, receiving touchdown, rushing touchdown, in full PPR, 27.9 points.
Do you know his full name?
Woodrow.
No. I'm just going to read it for you.
What is it?
Jaquavius
Duquesne
Marks.
All right, Woody it is. When we come back, we're going to tee up tonight's Cincinnati-Denver game with Ben Baby from ESPN. Also, Dennis Bernstein from the fourth period will join us at 9:40. It's Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440. We're also streaming on YouTube and X.
Some people wake up and get dressed for work in a suit and tie or a nice dress. At GS Construction, we're less fashion forward and more putting our best foot forward. We wear hard hats and steel toe boots, and most importantly, we wear 50 years of experience with pride. It's not glamorous, it's definitely not easy, but it matters. We do it well. So if you'd like to be part of something where your work matters, GS Construction is hiring. Just remember, when you come for an interview, ditch the tie. See more at gsconstruction.ca.
God said, I need somebody to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, go to town, and stay all night at a meeting of the school board. So God made a farmer.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. We are so thankful God made a farmer. For the month of September, it is our goal to feed 500 families. With every vehicle sold, we will feed a family of 4. So please help us reach our goal. Visit us online at northgategm.com.
Edmonton's only 24-hour-a-day sports radio station can be heard anytime, anywhere. Sports 1440 is streaming on your phone, your tablet, your computer. Download an app today and listen to Sports 1440.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Great news! Metal Supermarkets now offers convenient welding services for their customers. Simple Weld, steel, stainless, and aluminum welding. TIG, MIG, and stick are all available. TIG, MIG, and stick. Sounds like my old garage band with their kooky nicknames. Yeah, we were huge in Japan, but never really caught on here. Your loss, Edmonton. Metal Supermarkets, your local convenience stores for... and welding. Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
You ever done something you can't be forgiven for? Crave is the exclusive home of HBO originals, including Task, the new crime thriller from the creator of Mayor of Easttown. I'm going to take their money so we can have a better life. Starring Emmy winner Mark Ruffalo.
If things go terribly wrong, people want to know why God let it happen.
And Emmy nominee Tom Pelfrey.
I almost thought, oh yeah, we never did anything like this.
Task, an HBO limited series. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:20 in Edmonton, and time now for the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge. The biggest sale of the year is on right now. Our in-stock Ram 1500 Sports are all discounted by a whopping $14,000. Over 60 to choose from, including the Night Edition and GT models, only at stalbertdodge.com. As we welcome in Ben Baby from ESPN, covers the Cincinnati Bengals. Good morning, Ben. You're with Kevin Karius. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, Kevin, always happy to talk about the exciting matchup on ESPN tonight on Monday Night Football. We've got a great doubleheader. We'll see how these Bengals respond, and the Broncos as well. I think a lot for both teams to prove tonight.
Yeah, so what are your expectations for this game with Cincy coming in, with a 2-1 record, and, everyone knows what's going on at quarterback, but maybe just your overall thoughts just on this one, Ben, from a Bengals perspective.
Yeah, I think after what happened last week in Minneapolis against the Vikings, it's a team that really had their pride and ego wounded a little bit. They know that they really, took a hard loss. You heard guys like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins say they had never been part of a loss like that in their entire lives. And how they respond from that, we'll see this week. I think there's been a lot of questions about how this team can be better, because we saw what the Vikings did against the Steelers in Dublin on Sunday, and we know that the Vikings do have a good front, but I think the Bengals believe they should have been much more competitive in that game. So can they bounce back against a very difficult Denver front? You've got a really great defensive line. They put a lot of pressure on you. Zach Taylor called them relentless. I think this will say a lot about where the Bengals will be headed these next few weeks.
When you look at the quarterback position, and we touched on it off the top there, Ben, with Jake Browning obviously taking over, for an injured Joe Burrow. What did you see last week, and what do you think we'll see tonight?
Yeah, I think with Jake, when he plays on time, when he plays in rhythm, and this tracks with conversations I've had with folks inside the building this week, he's able to run that offense effectively. And when you look at his numbers against pressure, I think that's where, he starts to wobble a little bit last week. And really, if you look at what he's done this year, when he's tried to extend plays and really try to be a playmaker outside the pocket, it's come back to bite him a little bit. He's been a little aggressive in windows. Maybe that's a feel thing as he gets gets into the season. Maybe that is something that he can kind of scale back a little bit. But the big point of emphasis for Jake this week will be to protect the ball. He's got 5 interceptions in just 2 games, which led the NFL going into this week. And so that's a big point that's a big priority. The Bengals believe that Browning can run the offense well. They believe they can win with him, but they know that can't happen if he turns the ball over.
Ben Baby from ESPN, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. In the backfield, what have you seen from Chase Brown so far this year? Expectations were maybe a little bit higher than what he's delivered so far.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say the run game's been an absolute train wreck. I don't really understand what's happened. I think a lot of it might just be Lucas Patrick being out, which is funny given how much heat Patrick took in training camp in his past blocking. But I think we see how valuable he has been for that offense. And as they got into it, he got a little banged up at the beginning of training camp, has been working through things, still on IR with a calf strain. I believe he'll be out at least one more game after the injury he suffered in the opener. So I think they need to figure out where that run game's at. I think a lot of that is on Chase Brown as well. Even his rush yards over expectation, according to the models, he's not getting what's blocked. The number shows. So even if there's not a lot there to get, he hasn't been able to pick up what's available. I think that's always a big problem when you've got running backs like that. But, they've felt very confident about Chase going into this year. They know what he can do. We'll see, can he figure that out? Because if they can't get this run game going, this is going to be a long season.
Yeah. Do you think they were using him more in the pass game last year than so far this year?
It's hard to say. It's been trying to judge where they're at offensively. It's been a challenge. Last week, they just got the doors blown off them so early that they were never able to run, a neutral offense, so to speak, because they were chasing the game so much. Cleveland, they really struggled to find a rhythm. We saw what happened in Jacksonville where they were in spurts. I don't know if we've got a full grasp of what this offense looks like, and I think that could also be a problem because when you look at it, this is a team that was really looking to find its identity on how it's going to be this year. That usually takes a few weeks. I think once you get into this game and potentially the next game against the Detroit Lions, you've got to figure out where you're going to hang your hat on offense. and you've got to be able to run the ball well. It's just something they have been unable to do the entirety of Zach Taylor's tenure for whatever reason. I think, Chase, they like what he can do both in the run game and the pass game. Obviously, this is a pass-centric offense regardless of who's at quarterback, but they do need to get some more efficiency on the ground in order to be able to move the rock.
You use that word identity, Ben. Is this a team that's still trying to find that right now?
I definitely think so. I think when you're looking at, how after coming off of last week, they talked about ripping up the run game, trying to figure out, trying to evaluate everything, trying to see what pass concepts work. Right now, they're getting a lot of zone coverage as teams are trying to take away Jamar Chase and T. Higgins on those deep balls. So, we are used to seeing, this offense really click, and it has at times. And I think getting that consistency, figuring out how they want to play, especially as the league continues to evolve, I think that's something that's going to be really interesting to monitor, not just for this season, but long-term as well, especially with the expectations are as high as they are for Zach Taylor in this franchise.
Ben Baby, our guest on the Kevin Carey Show on Sports 1440. From a defensive point of view tonight, led by Trey Hendrickson, can they get a decent amount of pressure, you think, on Bo Nix tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I think that this front has been a very sneaky good, much like my Dallas Stars in the playoffs the last few years until they run into the Oilers. They've been sneaky strong throughout the course of the year. There's a lot of talk about Trey Hendrickson coming off the All-Pro season. He's been as advertised, but the other guys in that group, Joseph Osai, Miles Murphy, who's really come on this year, really starting to turn the corner. You're seeing, Chris Jenkins really start making plays in the interior. TJ Slayton's been a really good addition for them. I think that front has been the best unit on the team by far this year, and they've been really consistent. I think if they were in games a little bit more, you'd be hearing people talk about them a little bit more. But I think that for the Denver offense, they're really trying to get going. We'll see tonight how Marvin Mims is going to be available. Was questionable with a hip injury on Friday, on Saturday on the game status report. If they don't have him, then Bo Nix will have to lean on Cortland Sutton a lot, see what they can get from Troy Franklin. And this offense has been under fire. So I think, again, going back to the top, I think both teams have a lot to prove tonight.
We talked about Trey Hendrickson, but you also mentioned Joseph Asai. How impressed have you been with his play on the other side?
Yeah, I think he's been good. You saw him start to really, find confidence and find his footing towards the end of last season. He was really optimistic. He can come in. He signed a one-year prove-it deal. He said, if I'm going to get a one-year deal in the market, why don't I just run it back in Cincinnati? A rare contract for a David Mulligeta client here in Cincinnati here. So, I thought that was interesting. But, Joseph definitely, has shown the ability, if he can stay healthy, to really, find ways to win off the edge. And you're starting to see that a little bit more, has been productive. And I think they're getting more out of that edge rusher spot this year than they have in the past. And now, with a young Osai, now that he's healthy, that really does help out Trey Hendrickson. And when Shamar Stewart comes back, their first round pick, he's somebody that was really exciting those first couple weeks. Can he continue that trajectory? That'll be something to watch.
How long is Shamar Stewart out, Ben? And that's an ankle, right?
Yes, it's an ankle. It did not practice this week. We'll see if they can get him ramped up one more week. They didn't put him on IR, so they expected him to be back within that 4-week period. So I think ideally, optimistically, we'll see what happens as they go through this week, as they get ready to face the Detroit Lions coming off a short week. But Shamar has been that all the athleticism on tape has been as advertised. You talk to guys in training camp, they felt like he had a very unique skill set in the way that he moves, had high praise for him. And so, I think there was a lot of skepticism when the Bengals took that pick, and especially as that contract dispute lingered. But so far, the early returns have been positive, and we'll see what he looks like when he gets healthy.
Yeah. So they're pretty happy with what they've seen so far from Stewart?
Yes, I would definitely say so. I think when you look at how disruptive he's been, especially, you flip on the tape in that Cleveland Browns game, and he was all over the place, really was giving their offensive line fits. I think that's someone who the Bengals, they've really struggled, to be honest, in drafting in the trenches these last few years. And I think that could be one that they can hang their hat on if Shamar continues at this trajectory.
Ben Baby with us on the Kevin Carey Show on Sports 1440. What's going on at tight end with Noah Fant out here, Ben?
Yeah, Noah Fant, he'll be out with a concussion. Has been really productive. Still in concussion protocol. We saw him doing some side work this week, but did not practice. So that means, you're going to have to lean on Mike Gesicki Cam Grandy will be active today. Drew Sample is primarily the run blocking tight end, but you would like what Noah Fant brings to the table. It's what Eric Hall brought last year, rookie out of Iowa, in that he can be good in both the run and the pass. He can help that offense be a bit more balanced. That's been a big loss, but I think that Gesicki, they still feel like can be a really good addition in the passing game. They just haven't been able to do anything offensively. The offense has not been what they wanted it to look like. I asked Zach Taylor if you'd like to see a little bit more from Gesicki, and he kind of pushed back and he said, well, that infers that I'm disappointed. I'm gonna be very clear. I'm not disappointed. We just haven't been able to get him opportunities, and once that happens, we feel like he'll be able to contribute. And so, I think at tight end they have depth there, guys that they feel good about. Losing Fant is going to be a bit of a ding for them. But ultimately, this offense, when it's clicking, really should be running through three guys, in Chase, Higgins, and then Gesicki as well. So we'll see how this continues to develop tonight. I think it's going to be a fascinating matchup.
Would they run a fair bit of 12-man, like double tight end set, or do they just shy away from that?
Yeah, we're going to see. Zach Taylor was very coy this week about if they wanted to run 11 or 12. I think that over the last few years, they have been more receptive to running 12 personnel. I think that's where the league is going. You're seeing teams be more productive out of that, but that means that you've got to, again, I hate to keep bringing it up, but you've got to be able to run the ball. And I think inside the building, there's an understanding they're not doing that at a high enough level. Really, at any level, if you want to look at the numbers, I think they can throw you and I out there, and we're probably getting the same numbers. So I think that they need to figure that out immediately, and that'll help them play more of that aggressive attack. They like to put pressure on teams, and whether that's 11 or 12, Zach Taylor's been, with one tight end or two tight ends, Zach Taylor's been happy to do whatever's necessary to make sure that happens.
Ben Baby with us from ESPN on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Are they happy, Ben, just to kind of go the shootout role, like with the defense going, okay, well, maybe we aren't going to be stopping the opposition. Are they happy to go into like a 28-24 game all the time here?
Yeah, 28-24 can be low scoring. We saw the Cowboys and Packers go 40-40 last night. Back in Texas, where I'm from, I think that's par for the course. I think in the league, you're going to have to be able to get stops, and you can't just rely on, your offense outscoring everybody else. That puts a lot of pressure on teams. We saw that last year it's the reason why the Bengals made a lot of changes this year. Is they understood they can't play that style of game anymore. And so they need to be able to get stops, and the defense has been good. It's been improved under Al Golden, but can they get some help from the offense? It's almost a reverse of last year, where the offense was clicking, that the defense just wasn't able to hold up its end of the bargain. This year, we've seen that change a little bit. So, I think that they would like to play complementary football like everybody would. And getting to that point, I think, is going to be key if this team wants to be a playoff contender.
What have you thought of the AFC North so far, Ben, in the sense like, Baltimore 1-3 and Lamar injured yesterday? I don't think many people felt that Baltimore was going to come out of the gates at 1-3.
Yeah, I feel for Baltimore. My guy Zach Orr, who went to North Texas like I did, he was there. We were there at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Last year he struggled at defensive coordinator. They picked it up towards the end of last season, but this year we're starting to see those issues, and there's a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball as well. When you look at who they have, Kyle Hamilton, a phenomenal safety. What they're able to do with him. We saw Justin Matabike go on IR. That's a big loss for them. I covered him at Texas A&M. So, it's a very topsy-turvy AFC North.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't trust Pittsburgh all that much, if I'm being honest. I just don't know how sustainable that offense can be. So, and for the Bengals, if you're the Bengals, you have to be happy looking at how things have shaken out, because it is more wide open than maybe people thought at the beginning of the year.
You brought them up. I've got to mention your Dallas Stars here. You think they can get over the hump this year or what?
That's what everybody keeps saying. The Oilers made it a little difficult last year. I'll be honest, I did not think the Stars would be able to go out and do what they did last year. Getting Rantanen was fantastic. Really, for them to be able to fight back against the Avalanche in a great Game 7. When you saw that Oilers team, the firepower was a little too much for Dallas. So we'll see. Jamie Benn, unfortunately on IR right now with that collapsed lung. But, it's a team that's got high expectations. They know what it's like to get to the top. And so, in the Western Conference, though, it's so tough. So many good teams. Can their young players continue to ascend? I'm excited for hockey season. We are the Stars have been clicking. It's been a lot of fun to watch them, and I cannot wait to see when the season gets started, how everything shakes out.
You got a favorite player on the Stars, Ben?
Ooh, I enjoy me some Rupe Hintz.
Yeah.
Miro Heiskanen, you can't be wrong with, you can't be mad at him. I'm obviously I enjoyed what Jamie Benn's done for the franchise over the years. He's been a great captain for us. So I feel like I can say us. This is the one team I can cheer for. I don't cover it, so I feel good about that. But yeah, no, it's a really likable Stars team, and hopefully, we'll see if they can continue to find a way to break through and finally win that cup.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Ben, thanks so much. I really enjoyed this conversation. Enjoy the game tonight and the rest of the NFL season. Hope to chat with you soon. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Sounds good. Thank you.
That's Ben Baby from ESPN, covers the Cincinnati Bengals and the NFL, and obviously the Dallas Stars as well. That's the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge. The biggest sale of the year is on right now. All the Ram 1500 sports are all discounted by a whopping $14,000. Check them out at stalbertdodge.com. When we come back, we're going to talk a little hockey with our old buddy Dennis Bernstein from the fourth period. I believe that he said, sticking with the Denver theme tonight, that the Colorado Avalanche is his pick to win the Stanley Cup. We will get Dennis's thoughts on that when we come back. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, and we are streaming on YouTube and X.
Weekly NFL giveaways, drink specials, huge screen TVs. The hits keep coming at First Round, Edmonton's NFL headquarters. Watch NFL football at First Round, and you could win a trip to your favorite NFL city for a regular season game next season. Catch NFL action Thursday nights, all day Sunday, starting with the Pro Bowl brunch from 10:30 to 2. Then Monday night with half-price boneless wings after 6 p.m. First Round, burgers, beer, sports. Downtown and Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall.
At Fountain Tire, we're fluent in saving you money. Fluent? Yes, we've mastered the language of deals. Like right now, you can save up to 25% off select tires and up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. Plus, $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires. All until October 18th.
I'm sorry, I don't speak deals.
Spend less, save more when you buy Round Black things from us.
Oh, got it.
Restrictions apply. Book your appointment online today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Groceries, mortgage payments, family holidays, a new car. That's what profit shares look like for Vision Credit Union members. Each year, we return about 75% of our profits, $35 million last year, to the people who bank with us. Because at Vision Credit Union, when you're an owner, you get your share. Why not get yours? Learn how at whatsyourshare.ca. That's whatsyourshare.ca.
Wendy's $4 gets you more than just a burger. It gets you a Dave's Single, made with a quarter pound of fresh, never frozen Canadian beef. All for just $4 at participating Wendy's. Taxes extra. But hurry, this deal ends October 26th.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:40 in Edmonton. Shane Peacock has just arrived in the studio here at West Edmonton Mall at the Stingray Studios. Shane will be with us at 10 o'clock, and we'll chat about his great career and everything that's going on at Enoch Cree Nation ahead of Truth and Reconciliation Day tomorrow. Time to welcome in our next guest, Dennis Bernstein from the fourth period. Good morning, DB. How's it going, big guy?
Doing great, Kev. How are you, bud?
Oh, it was just an awesome summer. It just flew right by, as I'm sure it did for you too. But what'd you get up to this summer? Any trips or anything, Dennis?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I didn't know you were a Rams fan, Kev. I'm a Rams season ticket holder.
Are you a season ticket? Oh, really?
Yeah, oh, yeah. I was there yesterday. That was a great ending. 88-yard bomb to Tutu Atwell.
Yeah.
The Niners this week. So, yeah. Love the Rams.
What's that stadium like, Dennis?
Unbelievable, Kev. And I've been to AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Jerry World, which is, I think, the preeminent one. But this is, if it's not first, it's second. It's a great place. We have really nice seats, great parking. So it's a great facility. Not the best for concerts because the audio isn't the best, but for a sporting event, fantastic place.
No, the air blows through there, right? On the end zone?
There's like a translucent roof. Right, so you don't get the direct sunlight, but both ends are open. So yeah, it's an open air stadium with still having a roof.
Oh, so cool! And how many games do you go to, Dennis?
Probably let's say if there's 8 home games, I'd say 6, probably 6.
Oh wow!
I got a wedding this week. I'm just gonna miss that, but usually about 6 days. And actually, we're going over to England because they're playing the Jaguars. So we're going to London to see them play. Yeah, and then the day before we're going to see Fulham versus Arsenal at Craven Cottage. And then we're going up to Wrexham to see Wrexham play. So it's going to be a nice little trip. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I don't, I'm old, man. I can't stay at home. I got to do stuff before I go. So, and to answer your question, over the summer, we did the NHLPA media tour, player media tour. So we went to go to Milan. And I'll say this, Kev, the scenery is great in Milan and the buildings are nice too.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Well, you're a world traveler, Dennis. You're a world traveler.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it last year? You went to, was it Austria last year?
Yeah, we went to Australia two last year? Yeah, when they opened the season, when the Kings and Coyotes opened in Melbourne, which is a great city. If you have a chance to go to Melbourne, go. That whole country is crazy for sports. They're crazy for betting. It was the best time. The people are nice. It's a beautiful country. We had a great time.
Dennis Bernstein with us on Sports 1440. I guess the biggest news in the NHL over the last few days is in Florida with Alexander Barkov going to be gone for basically the year here.
Sure.
Just maybe touch on that, Dennis, and how big of a blow this is to the Florida Panthers.
Huge loss. They're cooked. I said it on Sirius XM last week. They're not going to win. It's not going to be a three-peat. They could talk greatly about maybe trading from Malkin or bringing Kuznetsov back from KHL. Those players aren't Barkov. It's not the equivalent of losing Connor and Leon because they're better offensively, but like losing if the Stars lost Rupe Hintz for the season, or if Carolina lost to Sebastian Aho. Like, they're saying all the right things. They still have a really good team. They're going to be tough to play against, but when you lose a 200-foot player who plays 20 minutes a night, Kev, I don't know how they bounce back from this. I don't think he's coming back for the rest of the season. So I think there's going to be a new champion. I think it really opens up the Western Conference. I can't fathom, now that the Panthers, I don't think are a legit contender. I don't have another team in the East. You can talk about Toronto, maybe Carolina. I think that without question, the champion's going to come out of the West this season.
Hey, Dennis, I threw out before Barkov got hurt. I said, I just got a feeling. I don't think Florida is going to make the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, look, Kev, they said, what they said? They played a lot of hockey. 3 years ago, Cup final, 2 Cup back-to-back wins. I don't feel that good about the middle of the conference in the East to think that they won't make the playoffs. Now, without Barkov, maybe because it's an older team. And the one thing that when you looked at their chance for a three-peat, what's the one thing that you really said can't happen? They got to stay away from major injuries. We didn't even get to opening night, and they got a major injury. So I think that's a huge factor in this. So would it be a shock that they missed? No, but I just the teams that are like I think they're better than the 2 wildcard teams, whoever it may be. Who, if you still believe in Montreal and Ottawa, or you think the Rangers might bounce back, or Columbus gets in there, I still think they're better than those teams.
Dennis Bernstein with us on Sports 1440. I think I'm correct. I heard you on Sirius, and you said Colorado's your pick to win the Stanley Cup, Dennis?
It wasn't an overwhelming, convincing pick. It's you know what the thing is, Kev. I can't trust these goaltenders. Like there's one goaltender in the Central that won a cup, and he's in St. Louis. But I'm not picking St. Louis. So I think Mackenzie Blackwood could do it. Here's why, Kev. In 2022, they won with Darcy Kemper, right? So they can build a team to win a cup without a Vasilevsky or without, a Hellebuck. So they can do that. Brock Nelson's going to be the key, right? Because when they won, who do they have at the 2C, right? Naz Kadri. Now, Brock Nelson is a Naz Kadri, and he's an older player. But I love Nate McKinnon. I think the move for Brock Nelson is, I have a little question about their bottom six, but I think their top six is still Trump. I think the real key is also Nichushkin. Can he play 82 games? Can he stay out of trouble? Can he stay healthy? If so, it's a slight lean towards Colorado. But if it was, Winnipeg, if it was Dallas, would I think that's the case? No, it's going to be a very contentious Western Conference. So while I like Colorado in September, I'm not sure they get there in June.
Well, I mean, when you got Makar and Taves on the back end, I mean, those are as good as it gets. But do they have enough depth on the back end, Dennis?
Well, now what their second pair is going to be Sam Girard and Brent Burns. So I think Brent Burns has at least one more season left in the tank. But there's questions about the depth on their lineup. It's just that there's questions about all these teams. And look, here's the thing, Kev. The one thing about these teams, like nobody really got better except for Vegas. But I can argue no Petro. I really love Nick Hague, and he's a 6'6" presence on defense. Nick Waugh, who's their fourth line center. I don't think they'd be as good defensively. I think Jack Eichel could win the Hart Trophy playing with Marner, but did they get better? Yeah, because of Marner but everybody else kind of stayed the same. So it's as contentious as it is in any season. But I think teams, when you see what happened to Florida, I think if you're a GM in the West and you got one player at the trade deadline you want to go after to go all in, I think this is the year to go all in. Because, Kev, let's be real, there's not much separating the six teams that we think are going to finish in the top in the Pacific.
Dennis Bernstein with us on Sports 1440. Obviously, here in town, it's Connor McDavid and the contract situation.
Yeah.
When you talk to guys, Dennis, some Oiler fans are very concerned. Some are going, "Wow, it's going to happen." What's your take on? What's your feeling on this?
I think Connor's going to regret two words. Well, he's handled himself really well throughout this. No term. That got everybody crazy. No term. What do you mean no term? You're not going to sign a contract? Well, let's see. If it gets to the trade deadline, he doesn't have a contract, which I don't think is going to happen. Yeah, I'd be really worried. But look, here's the thing. He hasn't finished the job at Edmonton. He hasn't. And I think that weighs on him. I think had he won last year, I think we're having a different conversation. Like when he wins in Edmonton, then you can build a statue outside of Rogers. You can leave and go play in Edmonton, in Toronto or New York or LA or whatever. I just don't get the sense he's going to leave because they think he has the job undone. And I can't believe that Leon signed for 8 years there and didn't talk to Connor about his plans. Now, here's the thing. The one guy I'll credit is, and he's got the same agent, Judd Moldover at Wasserman, is Austin Matthews. Remember? Summertime, 4 years done. I want to stay here. I want to play. I want to win. Like he did it perfectly. Connor, he's making it a little messy for himself in the team. He is, because that Speck and Marshall and all these guys are going to walk in every day and ask about the contract, and it's going to be a distraction. I think the next contract he signs will be at Edmonton. I do. I would still be stunned if he doesn't leave there because I don't think he wants to leave there. I think he's a little concerned about his legacy. And I think winning there is important to him. And he has to. And here's the argument: if you're Bowman and Jackson, who got better? And by the way, look who just got hurt in Florida. Like we were the second best team. So where are you going to go that you have a better chance to win if that's truly your goal? Which I still believe he can, because Kev, he's going to make the money regardless. It's not about and I think that's what you're seeing differently now with these players. Like you're telling me that 3 years ago, if Kaprizov was offered the highest contract ever in the NHL, he wouldn't have taken it. Now he's like, I'm not sure. Because these guys know that the salary cap's going up. The money's still going to be there. They're going to get paid. So I think these players are going to take more control of their destiny than they have in previous years because they know the money's going to be there.
Do you think these guys Kaprizov, Connor, McDavid, Jack Eichel are all everyone's sort of just waiting. They're in a holding pattern. Is this a planned thing between all of them, or what do you think?
I don't think there's collusion, Kev. I mean, it would be a nice conspiracy theory if you're a conspiracy theorist. I just don't think that's the case. I think that is everybody waiting for Connor? Yeah, but I'll give you an example. How does Connor McDavid's contract affect Adrian Kempe in Los Angeles? It doesn't. Adrian's a winger. Same thing with Kyle Connor. I don't know what it is. I think it's a situation where I think agents are saying, hey, look, we can be more patient. We don't have to be desperate because, if you signed a 1-year deal, the cap's going to 113 in 2 years, you can sign another long-term deal. So I think the paradigm shifted a little bit, and I think players are pushing back on taking less money. I really do, because they see that 95 to 105 or whatever to 113. I think they're willing to be. I think that the camps of the players are saying, let's put a little bit more pressure on the teams.
Do you think the NHL? I mean, the agents knew it anyway, Dennis, in the sense that the cap was going to go up, and you just mentioned the numbers there. But I don't recall the NHL as far as the brass execs going, this is what it is. Was that a mistake? Do you think? Because that's sort of what we're kind of looking at now with the contracts changing and the philosophy changing, I guess.
Well, philosophy is changing, Kev, because there's no flat cap anymore. Remember, like 2 years ago, I can't trade for a $5 million player because I'm the flat cap. I can't fit anybody. I have to trade somebody off the roster. Mm-hmm. Now, I'll give you an example. Okay, what's changing now? Dustin Wolf. Dustin Wolf signed for $7.5 million for 7 years. He's played 71 games in the league, and he had a great season last year. I hope his back is fine from carrying that team on his back all season. If he had a bad season, Kev, it's not a cap killer anymore. Like, it isn't. Like, you can go trade for Brian Rust or Raquel. Raquel's making $6 million a year. Mm-hmm. Every contending team could fit that in the cap now, and they know that. So I think the player side, I think the pendulum swung. I think because you saw it with McTavish. Like, tell me why McTavish's deal could have been done 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. It's exactly, he's a 2C, $7 million for 6 years. Could have been done a long time ago. I think there's a waiting game. I just think that agents and players are putting more pressure by playing a waiting game on these guys. And they say, okay, the one savior, though, is this offseason was a terrible offseason. You know why? Nobody moved except for Marner and Ehlers. Everybody stayed home because here's the thing. People say, oh, it's going to go to 113. You can see all this free agency movement. It's going to be crazy. You could list 7 guys who are going to be free agents in the summer. Guess what? These teams have money to keep them. Like that's the Winnipeg can keep Kyle Connor at any price. The Oilers can keep Connor at any price, right? That's the thing. That the Kings can pay Adrian Kempe $10 million. So I think we're really seeing a situation change with respect to negotiations and contracts in the NHL because the cap's finally expanding.
Yeah. What do you make of the Kings right now? Kopitar's last season, as you said, a little work to do with Kempe. What do you make of what they did in the offseason and moving forward here?
Well, what did Ken say in his first press conference? I don't want to mess up this team. It's not a rebuild. It was a 105-point team. I'm going to approve the team around the margins. That's what I'm doing. So he did. Look, people head for the hills when Cody Ceci was signed for $4.5 million for 4 years. It's not a cap killer. And I had the same narrative last year when they signed Joel Edmondson to his contract. And he was a plus 27. He played great. He played 20 minutes a night. Here's the one contention with Ken Holland's strategy. If you believe the Kings are that close, and it's just the fact that they played Edmonton every season for the last 4 seasons, they got past them. Are they a legit Stanley Cup tender? Then these are the right moves. Corey Perry, people know in Edmonton, I think he will help this team in the playoffs. Joel Armia is an improvement over Trevor Lewis as a fourth liner and a penalty killer. The defensive, look, people know in Edmonton, you can't play 4 defensemen against the Edmonton Oilers in the playoffs. They will wear you out. So when Jacob Muvari played 2 minutes and 31 seconds, when Jordan Spence played 3 minutes, well, that's not going to happen with Ceci and Dumoulin. They are going to play 15 minutes a night. If you believe the Kings are that close and they're a legit contender, and these are the right moves. If you don't, like I kind of do, like the one impact player you could say they added was keeping Kuzmenko. Yeah, I think they should have added another impact player. They couldn't get Brock Besser. They couldn't get Mitch Marner. So I don't think that they're not in the class of Dallas and Colorado before Florida got hurt in Toronto. I think they're a step below, but we'll see. Maybe Kenny's right, and maybe this is what they needed. They need more veteran depth that Hiller can lean into in the playoffs. They're a playoff team. They're top 3 in the division. I don't think they'll win the division because I think Vegas will, but they'll still be a top 3. And Kev, I'm already making reservations for April. It'll be round 5, Kings Oilers 2-3.
Are you going to the Olympics too, Dennis?
No. We thought about it. Here's the thing. We thought about when we go to those special events, Kev, we do pregame for SiriusXM for like Stanley Cup final. You know, we've done it a couple of years at Edmonton. SiriusXM is not carrying the Olympic games on radio. So it didn't make any sense. We couldn't do a pregame because there's nothing to throw into with respect to the broadcast of the game. So I'm going to stay home for a couple of weeks. My wife will be happy, and maybe we'll go on to some other vacation somewhere.
As always, Dennis, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. We'll chat soon. Take care, man.
Yeah, it's always great being on Sports 1440. Thanks for the time. Appreciate
Dennis
it.
Bernstein from the fourth period covered the NHL for a long time. Coming up top of the hour, we got Shane Peacock from Enoch Cree Nation, long-time professional hockey player. We're going to talk about his great career, influences that he had, and now that he is influencing some young people in the game for sure. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also, a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com. Here is Sam the Record Man.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
In the NFL, 2 Monday night matchups with the Jets heading down to take on the Dolphins and the Bengals and Broncos going head-to-head in Denver. Cleveland Browns have traded for offensive tackle Cam Robinson from the Texans to fill their need for offensive linemen with DeJuan Jones out with injury. The Giants have confirmed that their star wide receiver Malik Neighbors has suffered a season-ending injury with a torn ACL. In the NHL, the Flames and Kraken hit the ice in Seattle. The Hurricanes going up against the Panthers. The Flyers are heading down to take on Boston. The Islanders and Rangers are facing off tonight as well. Coming up at the top of the hour, more of the Kevin Karius Show. And this has been a Sports 1440 update with Sam Milton.
1440 radio station CHJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Looking for an all-season vehicle with room for the hockey gear, comfort for the daily commute, and rugged capability for your weekend adventures? That's the all-new 2025 Jeep Compass, and you'll find it during the biggest sale of the year this month at St. Albert Dodge. Now, what can I say? It's a Jeep, it's a 4x4, and it's loaded with standard features like an 8.4-inch touch screen, keyless entry, and heated front seats, all starting from just $34,900. Head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Listen up, because we're about to tell you what nobody else will. There's a serious problem in auto service. The price you expect is almost never the price you pay. Big Toy Shop tells it like it is. No BS, no false inflated bill. It's just the auto service you need, done quickly and done well at a price that doesn't make you feel like a chump. Take your ride to Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road. Call 780-298-2797.
It takes grit. It takes heart. It's the legendary Canadian Finals Rodeo, powered by ATV. From October 1st to 4th in Edmonton, the nation's best go head-to-head in a battle of pure willpower. Witness the raw strength and adrenaline at Rogers Place. Plus, soak up the Western lifestyle at the Canadian Country Expo, with free admission and shuttles running between the expo and the arena. This is more than a rodeo. It's a showdown. Get your tickets now at CFR.ca.
The Kevin Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers. Thanks for checking in with Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 10 o'clock in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. We're also streaming on YouTube and X. Excited to welcome in our guest in studio, Shane Peacock from Enoch Cree Nation, ahead of Truth and Reconciliation Day tomorrow. Morning, Shane. Thanks for coming in, big guy.
Good morning, Kevin.
Can you believe it's like over 30 years since we first met?
Yeah, it's pretty
30 years.
amazing.
Yeah. In Lethbridge, you were playing for the Hurricanes. I worked at the TV station there back in the day for just a short time, but I was thinking, man, 30 years. We had Brant Myers on the other day. He had his launch, Mizey, and it's like, man, where did the time go, huh?
Certainly passes fast.
It sure does, in the blink of an eye. Text just came in from the J-Dog. I used to go to Bill LaForge's hockey camp out at Enoch in the 80s. Shane would literally skate circles around everyone if and when he wanted to. The dude could wheel and had pretty sick mitts back then. Remember those days?
I absolutely do. Bill LaForge was my first coach out in Enoch. Yep. He was a big part of what we did back then. He ran our recreation area and our teams. And, you know, I give a lot of credit to him and his family for giving back to the community like they did at that time. So it was really awesome for us. And I remember those days just like yesterday.
So how old were you at that time? Like we're talking like 13, 14 years old, something like that?
No, so it'd be the early days.
Even earlier.
Yeah,
okay.
Right from the start of hockey to the Bantam Pee Wee age or right through that.
So where did you play, like before we get to Lethbridge and when we first met? So where did you play your minor hockey and how, because it's changed.
Oh, it's definitely
right now,
changed,
boy,
yes.
is it ever.
So yeah, everything started on the Nation. Like I said, Bill LaForge was my first coach. We were lucky to have him at that time. Played with my Nation members, and at that time we had mixed teams because we drew from the acreages nearby, which was awesome. And then as you know, my game progressed and got a little bit older, knew that my opportunity to continue to play good hockey would have to come into City Edmonton. So made the jump into CAC, Canadian Athletic Club. Had 2 great years there. That was back when they first made that shift for from Pee Wee to Bantam, that age change for contact.
Right, yeah.
So I never really played Pee Wee. I went straight into Bantam.
Okay.
And I played as underage for both years.
Okay.
From there, continued just wanting more and having some guidance and direction from friends and family. Again, Bill LaForge and some other people that were around me and my family at that time. And the recommendation was, hey, let's take a look at Notre Dame. Went and had an early look in the spring that year and thought to myself, well, this might be the place for me, and made the jump there. So went to Notre Dame for 2 years from grade 9, grade 10, 14, 15-year-old. You know, I give that place so much credit for what I did in my career, set me on my path, gave me all the characteristics that were needed. And, you know, by the time I got to Lethbridge as a 16-year-old, you know, hockey was life.
Yeah.
And like you started the show that we met in Lethbridge. I have fond memories of Lethbridge. I was actually there just at training camp. My 2 older children are at the NEX or Northern Alberta Extreme.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get them excited for the year. So I took them down to Lethbridge to show them what training camp looks like down there. I still have a lot of great connections throughout the organization, right from the general manager, Pete Anholt, to my old GM at the time, Bob Bartlett, and all the scouting staff. So I know all the guys there, and it was fun.
Let's go back to Notre Dame then. And you said that kind of shaped and molded you because, you know, for a young guy, you know, you're going far away from home. And I mean, I know Notre Dame well, you know, growing up in Saskatchewan, so know all about it and what the program and what the school was, you know, back in the day. It was, you know, technically, if you think about it, where all the academies are now, Notre Dame was the groundbreaker.
Absolutely. They were the groundbreaker for sure. You know, I was speaking with my son about that because they actually just played there this weekend.
Yeah.
He couldn't believe how small it was and where it was. And that's where I went. And I said, well, you know, son, that was the only place at the time That was sort of the hockey mecca. That was where you went if you wanted to continue hockey, other than the club system.
Yeah.
You know, for myself, absolutely. It's I can remember the day that my parents left me, and I say it that way because it was harder on them than it was for me. But I only found out about that 30 plus years later.
Yeah.
I remember standing on if anybody's ever been to Wilcox or to Notre Dame, there's a mound, large hill in between the two dorms, the two large boy dorms, and I stood there and I watched my parents drive away as far as I could down the dusty trail, and turned around and I said, well, I wanted to be here. I want to be a hockey player. And that's what I did. But man, I give that place so much credit.
Were you scared? Like, I mean, you're a First Nations kid. You're, again, 14 years old. Like, what were your thoughts back then?
Yeah, definitely. Nervous, anxiety, all the pieces, but you don't know that as a kid. All I knew and what I could rely on was I was here to play hockey, get an education. This was the place to be at the time. And it's just like anything, you know, no, I'll speak about this later, but my uncle, Wilton Littlechild, who's my spiritual guide, he always says, when you compare education with sport, that's a beautiful thing because lots of good things happen. And that's exactly what happened for me.
Well, let's go there right now then with Chief Willie, you know, former Alberta Golden Bear. I interviewed him last year because there's going to be a documentary out on him that Don Metz and a couple other guys are doing right now. But what did he mean to you, and what does he still mean to you, I guess?
He means everything. You know, like I said, right from the very start, he's my spiritual guide. We've always had a connection that, you know, you can't even really explain. We just know it's there. And for him to guide me through my hockey and my education, he's always there. You know, the presence of him. And to see the impact that he's done for all of our First Nations, not only his own community, but all First Nations. He's overly active, is putting it mild. He's always on the go, but you know, he's got purpose in life, and that's what I see, and that's the impact that he's put on me to make a good impact in a good way.
Shane Peacock with us in the Sports 1440 studio. So that impact that he has had with you, now do you see yourself going, I have to continue that for the next generation of First Nations kids, athletes, scholars, things like that?
Absolutely. You know, I've been a part of Enoch's leadership for a number of years. That's the way I've tried to guide myself in that direction of doing things for the right purpose, you know, the betterment of all of us. But, you know, my pathway is obviously through sport, and that's hockey. You know, I've coached obviously with my children, but it was never only to coach my child on any one team. It's the betterment of everybody. And when you think that way and you hold yourself with that kind of purpose, good things happen. You know, when I speak to the teams that I've coached over the years, I said, you know, I want you to love the game. I want you to enjoy the game. That's the fun in it. But long term, you know, I hope that you're giving back the way I am now, that you're having the opportunity with your children to teach them the game and let them see where they want to go. And that's one of the coolest things.
You know, even going back, I always, you know, my dad used to know, you know, like Freddie Sasakamoose, you know, and that's probably when you go back in his days when he went to Chicago with the Blackhawks, he had a tough time. He had a hard time. Has it changed in your view how First Nations kids have been able to handle things better? Or like, what do you think about that?
My opinion on that is it's just there's more opportunity. I think our nations, our communities are really looking after our children, our youth that are having opportunity. They see the skill, the talent. Now they're getting the support. And with all that coming forward, now there are more opportunities to really showcase what kind of talent we have. All our First Nations and all our communities know we have really, really talented athletes. It's breaking down the barriers which have come down. And, you know, it's interesting because part of the reason with it coming up with Truth and Reconciliation is some of that. Is giving more opportunity and taking advantage, not advantage, taking that step forward in the right way.
Mhm.
That's a better way of putting it.
The opportunity.
Yes.
And you have to be able to seize it. And that's everyone. That's
Yep.
everything in every walk of life.
Absolutely.
And I mean, it just happens to be what we're talking about here. But when you were a younger guy, like when you went to Lethbridge, did you feel that you were all the steps that, like, maybe you learned it at Notre Dame? I don't know. But did you learn something along the way that you kept continually growing as an individual, even as like a hockey player, but as a person?
Yeah, absolutely. Going through my hockey as a youth all the way through, you have to get better. You have to put the time and discipline into who you are and the person that you are. That's what molds you, and that's what gave me an opportunity to play a really long time in this game and make a career out of it. And did I face obstacles? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can clearly state that I faced racism right in the face all the way through. I love junior hockey. If people ask me about junior hockey playing in Lethbridge, that's the time period I would go back to if I were able to do it again.
Yeah.
Because all I did was go to school, play hockey, and then not have to worry about too many things. And that was this pure love of the game. Some of the hardest times were during that time too. And that was due to the racism and the things that happened. And, things have changed a lot.
Yeah.
For me, I had to learn. I had to show myself that I was here with purpose. That purpose was to continue to play as far as I can, right?
Yeah.
So my wife doesn't like when I talk about this sometimes, but like, instead of fighting in some situations, I chose to play harder.
Yeah.
And that made me a better player, definitely. But sometimes I wish I went back and maybe, threw the cuffs a little bit more.
Who were some of the guys in Lethbridge that, the teammates that you remember and had the good times with? And I mean, you guys were a high flying offense back then.
Yeah, no, you know what? I had to really, that's part of junior hockey. You make long lasting, lifelong relationships there. From the early days, it's Wes Walls and Jamie McLennan, Noodles.
Noodles, yeah.
Noodles, right from day one, you knew he was going to go somewhere in the media or broadcast world or whatever he wanted. Dusty Emu, that's the early days, like I said. A little bit later on, Jamie Pusher, Dominic Pittis, Darcy Rankin, Brad Zimmer. Those are the two guys I broke into the league with. Those kind of relationships, they're still there.
Yeah. Pittis, he was a hell of a player, eh?
Oh, he was a heck of a player, skilled. That was that connection, and then I always remember it because he was a heck of a football soccer player, and the footwork that he had at that time was crazy.
Yeah. Who were all the coaches you had? Because I know Rob Dahm was obviously, Jeff Truitt was there too.
Yeah.
Who else was there? Coaches.
So that was it. So Bob Laux and Rob Dahm.
Okay, Bobby Laux though too. That was before Dahm, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And Jeff Truitt, I mean, I've known him for a long, long time too.
Yep.
So really, really good guy. When you left Lethbridge, and I think you told me this too, Shane Peacock with us on Sports 1440, go to Kalamazoo, and the coach there had a massive influence on how you continue to develop as a player.
Absolutely. I played my full junior career in Lethbridge.
Yeah.
Things unfortunately didn't work out in Pittsburgh. A little bit tough, and I say this all the time with this. When they're winning back-to-back cups, it's hard to make room for a young guy coming up.
Yeah.
So that opportunity was passed, but I was at a crossroads, and Ken Hitchcock gave me a call out of the blue, asked what my situation was, and I was straight up with him. I'm trying to figure out what my options are, and he just gave me the line that you come play for me, I'll make you a pro.
Yeah.
And that's all I needed to hear. And I give him so much credit simply for the longevity of my pro hockey career.
Yeah. What was he like? I mean, for a guy, you were 21 years old, right?
Yep.
So you go to Kalamazoo, and then it was, they called it the Michigan K-Wings after that, right?
Yep. He was demanding.
Yeah.
And it's easy to see why he gets good teams and builds good teams. He's demanding. He knows the game inside out, the brilliant mind. If you want to talk hockey, and we hear this often, like when we see like the Olympics coming up, the hockey brain trust of Hockey Canada, they know what they're talking about. And that was the one thing that with Ken, he knew how to draw that out of every player, out of his teams. And that's what he did for me. He understood what kind of role I would be playing at the pro level. Wasn't there to fight, wasn't there to be the guy that stuck up and dropped the gloves. It was to be on the ice and run the power play and make things move.
Talk about some of your teammates in Kalamazoo and then Michigan that you remember there.
So right from the start, I'll go, and it's always this way, right?
Yeah.
This is the way we talk. I'll go with the old guys: Bradbury, Dave Barr, Smitty. I'm losing his first
Derek
name.
Smith.
Derek Smith.
Yep.
So these guys are long-term time NHL. They're kind of on their last year or two, and what an influence to go into. My first year in Kalamazoo, I think we counted 17 first rounders.
Is that right?
Total.
Who was your D partner?
So I had Bradbury was one of them. Jason Herder, which I went to school with at Notre Dame, and then later on played with in Europe or in Germany. Those were good times.
I'm just even like there's a lot of Edmonton guys even on the team. That Dave Chizowski was just there for a short time. Craig Bonner.
Bonds, yeah.
Another Edmonton guy. Richard Matvichuk.
Yep.
Was there 17 games he played. So Claude Noel was the assistant coach. Was he your D coach or how
he was the D coach?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. But as you said, Mark Peterson, Dave Barr. Dave Barr was 33 years old at the time.
Yeah. It's crazy to think he was old when I was there.
Yeah. Well, you're 21.
Yeah.
I also looking at guys that are in your kind of age group. Grant Marshall.
Yes.
21.
Yep.
Yeah. Marshy. Yeah. As you said, Herder's 23. So a lot of Colin Bauer, another Edmonton guy.
Yep.
So there's a lot of connections. Maybe it was Hitch. I don't know. Was it, he's scouting all the Edmonton guys, I guess.
Yeah. You know what? He, again, as much as he's the hockey mind, he keeps track of everybody. That's one thing I learned after when he moved on to Dallas, had a conversation with them. And then even beyond after he was done coaching, like he keeps an eye on the league. He knows where things are moving and what needs any one team needs.
Yeah.
It's an amazing world, the hockey world.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back more with Shane Peacock. We'll talk about his time over in Europe, a long career in Europe after 3 years of a semi-pro down in Kalamazoo in Michigan. That's coming up right after the break. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, and Shane Peacock in studio on Sports 1440. We're streaming on YouTube and X.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Wing Wednesday at First Round. Whether you're coming for the first round, the last round, or a few rounds in between, they've got you covered. With half-price wings every Wednesday night. Half-price wings. Over 35 delicious flavors like Cajun salt and pepper, maple bacon, and Inferno wings. Now half price every Wednesday night. Wash them down with a cold pint of Canadian or Coors Light for only $5.75. Half price Wing Wednesdays at First Round in West Ed and now downtown. First Round, burgers, beer, sports.
Want sports talk on the go?
You can listen to 1440 on the AM dial or stream us on your mobile device through apps like Radio Player, iHeart, and Stingray Music.
Edmonton sports fans,
turn to Sports 1440.
1440.
Work never gets done by standing around. You have to put your words into action. And that's exactly what GS Construction does every single day. Our priorities are safety first, quality second, efficiency third. GS Construction works hard. It's true. But first comes the care, the planning, and the people. Underground infrastructure isn't just about machines and trenches and some traffic inconveniences. It's about doing things right. Find out more on what we do. Visit gsconstruction.ca.
At Fountain Tire, you can save $50 off tire storage with the purchase of 4 select tires now until September 30th at participating locations.
Okay.
Or you could squeeze them into your backseat, possibly causing upholstery damage, drive them home, struggle, sweating buckets trying to get them out of your vehicle, resulting in you feeling guilty for not going to the gym more often, or at all. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. Totally up to you.
Definitely $50 off the tire storage.
You got it. Book your appointment today at fountaintire.com. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Yeah, can I get a... yes. A common reaction from a veggie lover. Always scanning, searching, longing. But wait, what is this we see? The new McVeggie, now at McDonald's.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
Oh, yeah. All right, welcome back to the big program, 1021 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. We got Shane Peacock in studio, long-time professional hockey player, and Truth and Reconciliation Day ahead of us tomorrow. Maybe just touch on that before we get to your career in Germany, Shane, and I guess what the day means to you, your family, just maybe a thought on that.
Yeah, it's grown over the years. It's always been there. The awareness, it's coming up on 10 years, right?
Yeah.
It is 10 years. For me, myself and my family, it's just being together, to look at the children that I have and know that I'm looking to put them in a better place. And I think that's, in everybody's mind or view, that's what you want. You want your children to have better than what you've had. And, if you look at Truth and Reconciliation of what it is, that's a broken system for a lot of our people, Indigenous people that have gone through all this. And it's a time of healing, and it's a time and place that we're still finding our way how to heal properly. I think the steps have been there. I get asked a lot from the outside world or just in conversation, what can I do or how can I do better? And, and it's simple. It's finding and understanding. The whole idea of Truth and Reconciliation is Canada and Indigenous peoples have history.
Yeah.
And the more you know about it, the more you're going to understand the side of First Nations or Indigenous peoples.
I don't even know how to phrase this, but where do you think it's at and where does it need to get to?
I think it's in its infancy, really. It's 10 years.
Yeah.
But 10 years compared to, we'll say, just signing of treaties. Those are over 100 years old, right? Those treaties are older than Canada. So we're still early in the process. Do I think it can get better? Absolutely. I think it's on both sides, Indigenous peoples and non-Indigenous. Need to understand that, we're still healing and trying to find our way out of it. And the non-Indigenous side is truly giving not the handout, but a hand up. And we say that often in First Nation country. It's really, showing that you want to have the relationship and the true partnership to look after each other, to do better. And, I'm not a true, it's not the word. As far as treaty and treaty rights, I have my understanding of what it is. And our treaties were meant for all of us to share the land and have an understanding. So if we can get back to that thought for the treaty, along with Truth and Reconciliation, where we have better understanding of both sides and how to move forward, I think that's where we need to get to. And I think that's the intent of the 94 calls to action. It's a long list of where we need to get to in a lot of different areas. And we see some of the growth pieces in it for sure. Economically, for our nations to be involved and the consultation, those are keys to all this. And that's what will continue to grow on. So where we are, we're still in the early phases, But as we continue to learn and understand how to work together, and even government is trying to figure this out. And that's one of the things that when more Canadians understand how the government between Canada and our provinces work with nations, then it will make it a little bit better with the understanding of what our history is.
Mm-hmm. Well said. Okay. After your 3 years in playing in Kalamazoo in the K-Wings, another opportunity presents itself, and now you're going to go to Europe.
Yeah.
How did that all come about? Like, was that, and again, now you're probably, what, 24 years old?
So that strictly came out of the fact that Dallas made their run for their cup run. I had great seasons or years in Kalamazoo. Hitch said what he promised what he said. He made me a pro. Unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity to move up and be with the big team. That ended up being right when first expansion came out, and I begged and pleaded. Sounds a little bit harsh, but it's kind of true. That please don't put me on the protected list, and they did. The only way out of that situation was to look at other options, and Europe came up, and that's how I ended up in Germany, in Dusseldorf, and what a great stop for my first stop in Europe.
How's the German?
It's definitely faded. But this time of year, and especially with the social media that we have these nowadays with TikTok and Instagram, Oktoberfest always comes back, and all the guys that I played up, we talk about how it'd be nice to be back there and have some fun that way. But yeah, so the German has definitely faded. I do have a lot of social media friends. I'll tell you a really quick story, really cool one. So part of what we do on the nation for our minor hockey and some of our charity work, we work the Oilers 50-50. So I was at one of the Oiler games. I was working the 50-50, and I find myself in the midst of this large German group. Have a quick conversation. They still remember who I was and where I played, and what they had done on that trip. It was like there was 50 or 60 of them. They booked the group tour. They came specifically to follow the Oilers. So they saw an Oilers game. I think it was Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, but it was the only home game. But it was really cool because they remember me, and then the whole social media thing kind of popped up from that. But yeah, going to Europe was one of the best things, absolute best things I did in my life, my career. The opportunity to see another part of the world, and the game's fun. It's a different atmosphere, and I think North Americans, Canadians see that more often, like especially at the World Championships, but at the level, the highest levels in any one of the leagues, it's good hockey. It's fun, it's fast, and you get treated well for it.
Yeah. What did you like about, again, so the ice surface is bigger, and for you being the type of player you were, where you had incredible vision, how did you use that to your advantage?
Yeah, no, having the bigger space, it gives you a little bit more time so you can see the play develop. But more importantly, you can take advantage of turnovers, right? And that's what hockey is anyways in general. But because you have bigger space, now you give more opportunity on any one given turnover. And when you can read the ice, just like in general with the bigger spaces, now, just putting pucks into open space becomes a big deal.
Yeah. So Dusseldorf, Munich, Hamburg, Nuremberg. What were the differences between those cities?
Basically north-south.
Yeah. Okay.
So Dusseldorf, actually, Dusseldorf was more in the west, Munich and Nuremberg to the south, Hamburg to the north. And I'll say this, and I've always said this, all my best German friends are Bavarian. So the Bavarians are down in the south of Germany. There's a known fact or a study that's out there that the south gets like 50 to 58 more days, more sunlight, and they're just much happier. And for whatever reason, I do get along with my Bavarian buddies the best. And when I look at where they are now, they're running the German national team. They're running all of the DEL, either coaches, general managers. And that's awesome to see, because those are guys that we battled with or against that are now taking care of that league.
And we talked to a couple teammates. Do you still, and again, you just talked about social media. Do you still keep in touch with a lot of the guys?
Not as much as I think we're getting a little bit older.
Yeah.
A little bit slower with social media, but that's okay. We do have different group texts or handles that come out every so often that bring up the memories, and which is great. There's some groups there, and I speak to this one often because it's the only championship that I won.
And that was in Munich.
In Munich, when you have a season go that way, and to be with a group of guys to win and go to battle and to succeed with, that will always stay with you. And I think that's one of the beautiful things of sport. And I'll always hold Munich is a very fond place in my heart. And, and Germany, it gave me an opportunity to see another part of the world and longevity in the game.
When did you know that you were going to have to, we can't play the game forever, but when did you know that, I'm kind of running out of runway here?
Yeah, I thought I'd play and sort of be like a Yarmer Jaeger or somebody like that would play and play and play. What it came down to is my wife and I chose to not have a family early. So we waited a little bit later, and that wasn't until I was 36. My wife's a couple years older. But we've watched families come over, 2-3 young kids, maybe their dogs, 10 hockey bags, that kind of situation. And we're still there as the young married couple, but we've got no family attachment yet. So as we got a little bit older, for me, what hit me was, I could play another 3 or 4 or 5 years, but we need to start setting roots at home, which is starting a family. And so we did. We had our first, and I played my last season. I didn't make a decision at that time. I had another 3-year contract, and then just looked at my wife and said, "You know what? It's time to go."
Yeah. And did you know you were going to come back to Edmonton right away?
No. So actually, in between all my years between Kalamazoo and being in Germany, our home base was in Nanaimo, BC. That's where my in-laws were. It's a little bit hard, or it's so beautiful out there that we wanted to try and make it work out there.
Yeah.
But at that time, things moved quite a bit slower on the island. And my best opportunity after a couple of years in Nanaimo was to come home. And I was thankful for the nation. I went straight into being the general manager at the River Cree Twin Rings.
Yeah. So kids, 16, 13, and 10, what are the kids up to?
Kids are busy. They're keeping me up at night. Like I said, had 2 away this weekend, both getting home on Saturday and Sunday, 2 and 3:30 in the morning. So dad's a little bit tired, but love it. I said that to my son this morning when I picked him up. I said, I miss this.
Yeah.
I truly do. But for them, I'm super proud of them. I'm so happy for where they are in their young careers, or where they want to be. They're at Northern Alberta Extreme, NEX. They're good players. It's what they want, and they'll end up where at the end of the day, it's up to them where they end up. More importantly, the education piece, they're strong academically, which was huge. I was never really worried about my daughter too much, but when my son surprised us last year and the way he's continued, that's great. Then of course there's my youngest, she's 10 years old, really only in her second full year of hockey. So it's a kind of a start over or do over, but it's great because that's the team I'll be coaching this year.
Okay.
I did last year. That's some of the parts I spoke to earlier. It's seeing the young faces and all the opportunity and joy that comes with playing the game.
What do you get out of coaching?
It's the excitement. It's the fun. It's, I say it, and I say it often with the groups that I've coached over the years. When you step on that ice and you feel that cool breeze, everything fades away. And that's the feeling that I see every day when I'm out there with the young ones. And for me, it's just put them in a better place. My motto is everybody gets better together.
Yeah.
And, when you think that way, and your team will feel it, everybody will enjoy it, everybody gets to play. And, there's so much you can get caught up in the hockey world, but if you enjoy the moment and who you have, that's the best part. I tell my kids, my team's very first practice, once we hit the ice or in the dressing room before we go out, I get them look each other in the eye. And I get them to understand this is your team for the year. So we're going to enjoy each other and we're going to get better together.
Yeah. Shane Peacock with us in the Sports 1440 studios. Am I missing anything here? Just as we wrap things up with, tomorrow and anything that you wanted to add, maybe that.
Sure.
I
got a couple of things.
Sure.
I know for us on the nation, we've got a walk that we do within the community. We'll do that in the morning. That we'll start at our church. We walk over to our school and kind of do a roundabout and end up back at the church for a meal. Which is always nice. It's good, just that community feel. Then in the afternoon at the River Cree venue for our community members or our members, we have a whole day full of activities. On last Friday, we did our Every Child Matters round dance. For us, being tied to our culture is part of our healing. And when we can gather and get together and be together in the right way, that's what we're looking for. That's part of the reconciliation part for us.
Yeah. And it's not it's one day tomorrow, but it's just all the time.
It's year round. That's why we have our powwows. That's why we have our round dances, other cultural pieces that we do throughout the year. You ask the question, where are we at with the way I see things? And you hear this word quite often. It's where we need to go to is truth and reconciliation. We got to put a lot more things in action from those 94 calls.
Yeah.
And even on the drive over this morning, hearing on the different radio stations how social media Canada are going to recognize that it's the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation, and it serves the purpose of the better understanding. And when we get to the better understanding of both sides, Indigenous, non-Indigenous, we're going in the right direction. And I'm really thankful for the people that led it, Murray Sinclair and Uncle Willie. It's a healing process that Canada needs.
Well, I always enjoy our conversations, Shane. Again, 30 years, it's like, holy cow, where did the time go? But thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it. And take care, and we'll chat soon.
Absolutely. Always have a blast and draws out great memories.
Yeah, you betcha. That's Shane Peacock with us, a long-time professional hockey player, former Lethbridge Hurricane and Notre Dame Hound. We're back to wrap things up. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, and we're streaming on YouTube and X.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Want some good news? St. Albert Dodge is holding the biggest sale of the year on their in-stock Ram 1500 Sports. Every single one on the lot is discounted by a whopping $14,000. Yeah, 14 grand. And St. Albert Dodge has the best selection in Alberta. Over 90 Ram 1500 Sports to choose from, with great packages, including the Night Edition and GT models, all $14,000 off the ticket price. Get down there and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Get the lowdown with Low Tide. Weekdays from noon to 2 on Sports 1440. He's seen it all and then some. From stats to stories, he breaks it down like no one else. Proud to be Edmonton's sports leader. Sports 1440.
Coming up on Icy Road Drivers, Canadians face the repercussions of an early frost. Will this be a bump in the road, bring a stop to their journey? Or did they get an early reminder that it was time to beat the rush and schedule an expert service appointment at their local Toyota dealer? Because it's time to swap those tires, get that oil checked, and store those summer tires until warm days return. Book your appointment today and ready your Toyota for the road ahead.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank, plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
Step into fall with Husqvarna and the Lawnmower Hospital. Husqvarna has chainsaws for the homeowner, farmer, rancher, or professional available in battery or gas-powered models. Take care of leaves quickly with the power of Husqvarna blowers. You'll find it all at the Lawnmower Hospital, and you can see the full selection at lawnmowerhosp.com.
We're more than repairs. We're more than mowers. The Lawnmower Hospital.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 1041 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you. Also got Josh Fenwick and Sam the Record Man in the Sports 1440 studios. We're streaming on YouTube and X. Good conversation. Shane Peacock, a hell of a guy. His best season when he was overseas would have been the year that they won the Dell Championship with Munich in 1999-2000. 53 games played, had 20 goals, 32 assists for 52 points, had 103 PIMs. In the playoffs, he had 12 games played, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points of that season. So hell of a season. And then continued on with, when you look at his time after the championship season, 41 games, 25 points. He's basically kind of almost a point a game guy when you look at it overseas there. In Lethbridge, when he had his final season as a Hurricane, 70 games played, had 92 points. Man, he could move the puck. He was really, really talented, very talented player. Dusty Chandler just texted in and says, Shane was a couple generations early. You're right. His style is what's now wanted in the NHL from a defenseman. Puck moving defenseman. Get it up and get it out and get it there quickly to your forwards, and that's what he did. Let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne one more time. We got to do our picks. So I don't know what the hell's happened here, Duke. You've ripped off 5 in a row. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So you're up 7-6.
5 in a row, including 2 correct picks by me and 3 misses by you. So your personal record is down to 3-4.
I can't pick my nose
and I
anymore.
now lead the head-to-head 7-6.
You're up 7-6.
And it's my turn to go first. Double dip of Monday Night Football yet.
What do we
again.
got for odds here? What do we got?
So I am currently seeing Miami -3 and Denver -7.5. Both home teams favored. Denver pretty substantially, obviously more than a touchdown out at Mile High.
Wow.
So if I'm first on the board here, I'm heading down to 305. I'm taking the Dolphins to cover 3 against the Jets.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take Denver -7.5. I don't like that. I don't like that one either. Honestly, I don't know what it is, Duke. Yesterday, I don't think I won anything again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, zip.
It's tough. I had a decent day. I mentioned earlier, obviously, that the Jays were the most lucrative part of my day with the future cashing. I had them on the run line, on Saturday as well, I think, where there was plus money. So that was great. But across the NFL yesterday, it's tough, man. Like, I mean, I had one play on my card that was maybe the worst play of the day, and that was the Panthers to beat the Patriots. And they look terrible yet again.
42-13.
Bryce Young, 1-15 on the road as a starter. It's the worst by any starting quarterback with a certain, minimum games qualifier in terms of a percentage. 1-15 here in his young career. So tough sledding.
The Jacksonville San Fran 26-21. And what happened at the end? So Cohen was yapping. It was something about stealing signals.
Yeah, my understanding on it was that Saleh had accused the Jags of, and this is his quote, legally stealing signs from opponents. And so then after the game, Cohen kind of went at him a little bit and said, like, calling him out for calling him out, basically was the gist of it. And then what I thought was the funniest part of it was that when Kyle Shanahan was asked about it at the podium, he said that Cohen shouldn't be so sensitive about it. It's like, well, guess what? They won the game. They're just talking a little smack, like, yeah, it's calling us sign stealers. Your staff member, Rob Saleh, is the one that first, like, without trying to sound too childish, like, he started it.
Yeah.
He threw these accusations out there. You can either have your guys back and say, yeah, we do think they steal signs, or you say, yeah, it's a total overplay. But like, he kind of doubled down on going after Cohen, but more so in terms of his response than the actual accused actions themselves.
So what do we have? Thursday Night Football, San Fran's in LA, right?
Yeah.
On Thursday night.
Divisional.
That's massive. And I mean, Rams are, I would imagine they would be going into this one. They're going to be 4.5 probably.
Let's see if there's an early line on it.
I don't know if there is even yet. I'm obviously I'm hoping San Fran loses 3 or 4 in a row here. Poor MTR and Roddy Piper, The two of them are just licking their wounds now after Mighty Jacks comes in.
I see Rams favored by 5 right now.
Okay. Oh, it's
on
close.
home field.
Dusty says, when was the futures place to you? Is that to
before the season started?
Okay.
It was plus 1,100 to win the division, plus 4,500 to win the World Series. So that's still live for the time being. And I did have another one. This was, I think it was like minus 110 for them to just the over on their win total, which I think was 80 or 81.5. I can't remember because it cashed more than a month ago now.
Yeah.
So, and I had a little bit more on that one just because it was.
Did you do anything Ryder Cup wise?
No, because I'm an idiot. Like we had it on Wednesday. I had it an in or out that I was on the Euros to win. They were plus money. It was all the way up to plus 170 on Friday morning. And Thursday night, I was putting in my Thursday night football bets, and I was like, oh, I better get my Ryder Cup bet in. And I just never submitted it. I didn't submit the ticket. So lost there, just no plus there because I didn't put it in. So that's a little bit of a kick in the backside. But hey, I was glad they won. I think they dominated. I get the States made it close yesterday, but I mean, Friday and Saturday, it was a landslide.
Yeah.
It wasn't close.
It was great. I mean, watching on Saturday, I just thought it was just a real hoot. And even on Friday, to be honest with you, when we left here, because I guess the second, so the 4 ball was just starting, right? 10:30 on Friday morning.
That's right.
So we watched like a half an hour here and then ended up watching a little bit on after we golfed on Friday. Played Victoria 9 holes.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
I haven't been down to Victoria in a long time. I really like that course.
Yeah.
I like both it and Riverside. Obviously, the scenery down there in the river valley is beautiful.
Yeah.
Pretty tight at Riverside compared to maybe Vic, but
yeah, Vic's a little more wide open. We played the back.
Oh,
too,
is the forgive me, it's been so long. Is the back with the giant hill, like the hilltop green? Yeah, that's a fun hole.
Yeah, and then you've got technically two holes in the back where you're teeing up.
Elevated tee box.
Way
coming
up
down
there.
off the hillside.
Yeah. So it was good. We had a lot of fun. Chopper was, hopeless out there.
And then so we were chatting on Friday night. Did you actually go to the Bryan Adams concert, or did you just get the picture sent
I was Chopper.
I was gonna say you said he was there. So
well, he was. I don't even know how he could even make it.
Oh, because Friday night you texted me asking what song you'd said was your favorite Bryan Adams song.
I couldn't remember what was it.
I think it was Lonely Nights. Because it's not a song I play very often here on the show.
Yeah.
And it caught me off guard when you're like, yeah, I think this is my favorite Bryan Adams song.
Text 833-401-1440. we were discussing Andre Vasilevsky last week about when we had Brian Engblom on. And this is just in. John Cooper confirms that Vasilevsky skated earlier today, although it was not with the main group. Cooper says it was a promising day for him. You'll likely see him tomorrow. Also, Tony Brar, after last night, was saying about Vasily Podkolzin and the unfortunate passing of his father. Tony said he was possibly rejoin the group skates either tomorrow or Wednesday. He said he could play possibly Wednesday, but will play Friday against Vancouver. So it's going to be a tough, you think about how tough it would be for him to go all the way back to Russia and just, you got to be there for your family and everything like that. And now he's trying to get back in the swing of things for sure. So Duke, you've got Miami -3 and I got Denver -7.5. Are you sure it's 7.5? I think it's 7.
I'm looking at it right now, Kevin. And I actually checked. I checked once again several books. There's some that have Miami at 2.5, but we're gonna go with 3 here, and then they all say Denver 7.5.
Even Sports Select.
That's my first check. Sports Select's my first go-to, and then like I said, ESPN, because that's where I just list out all the schedule for the games. I check Play Alberta, Bet3. There's actually some websites where they just list out all the different books in order. I'm not that efficient. I check them all individually.
Well, I think I got Denver -7 with Old Man Baker, so I'm pretty happy about that.
I'm 7.5 everywhere.
Tomorrow in the wild card series, it gets underway at 1 p.m. Eastern, so 11 o'clock our time. That's Cleveland and Detroit. And that game's in Cleveland. San Diego visits the Chicago Cubs. That's going to be on at 1 o'clock. And again, think about this, dude. So they're overlapping some games. It's not like they're not trying to be like the CFL and make
they feel the need to every game has to be in its own window with no overlap. Like whatever game people want to watch, they're going to watch that, whether they're on at the same time or not. I've been on your side about that, Kevin. I've never pushed back. Yeah. I've pushed back on other things that we disagree on, and that's fine. But I've never pushed back on that.
Who do you think? But obviously, the Jays are keeping tabs on Boston and New York.
Yeah.
Do you think the Yankees win this one easily, or do they get pushed?
It's such a good question, and you look at all these playoff matchups, the way they shook down. That you get the AL Central matchup in the one wild card, the AL East in the other on this side of it, and that kind of gives it a little more juice and jam. I think. The Yankees are such a polarizing team because they have power unlike any other team in the majors, right? We're across the line of guys that can go yard. But when they aren't hitting home runs, the rest of the offense, the team defense, bullpen, and there's a lot of holes in that team. And so they get all 3 games at home, best of 3. That matters a lot to be at Yankee Stadium, which is in their favor. The short porch out and right. I think they win, but I think it probably goes 3.
Well, and I mean, it's Fried versus Crochet to start things off.
Can't ask for much better if you're a fan of that side of the game.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy about that? I think if the Red Sox to win a game, I think it is game 1 because I mean the Jays and those of us that watch them day to day got a firsthand look at how good he can be when he's at his best. And his last outing against Toronto was excellent. I would expect more of the same here tomorrow afternoon.
Also in the Detroit Cleveland series, it's going to be Tarek Skubal and Gavin Williams to start. I mean,
good stuff.
We got really good pitching matchups. I haven't checked the Cubs one yet.
Let's see. We got currently Nick Pavetta is expected to go for San Diego.
And Shota.
Yeah.
You had him, didn't you?
I did, yeah. He's an interesting, he's not a traditional ace. But at Wrigley, because he's a fly ball pitcher, which can be good or bad at Wrigley, depending which way the wind's blowing. So if the wind's blowing out, a guy like Shota can get absolutely victimized. Inversely, if it's blowing in, man, he can go 7-8 innings, no problem, giving up only a couple hits.
How about Cincy and the Dodgers, Hunter Green? If they can sneak out you sneak out a game 1 win, and then that's Blake Snell going for the Dodgers. So if you're the Reds, and again, no one expected the Reds to even have a sniff.
No. Credit to them, and at the same time, I know we talked about it with Low Tide right off the hop of the show about the Mets.
Yeah.
And then you get the game's over for 15 minutes, and Pete Alonso straight up just says to the post-game scrum that, I'm opting out. I am hitting free agency. He didn't necessarily rule out a return to the Mets, but if he does, it will be on a new contract.
Yes.
As he's like right in the post game scrum says,
See you
I'm
later.
opting out. The game's been over for 10 minutes.
See you later. Yeah. See you later. Thanks to all our guests today. Alan Mitchell, Mark Spector, Brock Mogensen, Ben Baby, Dennis Bernstein, and Shane Peacock in studio, and our co-host, as always, on Mondays and Fridays, Eddie Steele. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
the former Roshep T-Bird,
Connor Alley, and the Duke of Delburne. 12 o'clock till 2, it's Alan Mitchell, the Lowdown with Low Tide. 2 o'clock till 6, Jason Greger drives us home with the Jason Greger Show. We are off tomorrow, so we will see you back here on Wednesday morning. Hopefully David Schlemko's feeling a lot better and will be in to co-host with us on Wednesday. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Harley Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail, locally owned and operated by the Kent family and celebrating 45 outstanding years. Harley Davidson of Edmonton on Yellowhead Trail. That's hdedmonton.com. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and we will see you back here on Wednesday. Hope you have a great Truth and Reconciliation Day tomorrow. We'll see you on Wednesday morning. Here is Sam the Record Man.
The Sports 1440 update.
In the NFL, 2 Monday night matchups with the Jets heading down to take on the Dolphins, and the Bengals and Broncos go head-to-head in Denver. Cleveland Browns have traded for offensive tackle Cam Robinson from the Texans to fill their need for offensive linemen, with DeJuan Jones out with an injury. The Giants have confirmed that their star wide receiver Malik Neighbors will be out for the rest of the season with a torn ACL. In the CFL, the Calgary Stampeders have traded for Lorenzo Molden from the Red Blacks. Molden had 26 defensive tackles and 2 sacks through 14 games with Ottawa. In the NHL, the Flames and Kraken hit the ice in Seattle. The Hurricanes go up against the Panthers. The Flyers head to Boston to take on the Bruins. And the Islanders and Rangers face off tonight as well. Coming up at the top of the hour, it's the Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas. And this has been your